Yeah, we had the discussion in regards to R. Kelly, and we see the way it's unfolding. What's up, Faise?
What's up,
Hey,
y'all?
Rob, about it, bro.
Oh, back. Yeah, I was just talking about the film. I'm listening to my the video.
Oh yeah, what till you hear the Jacob York one?
You said here the Jacob Walk,
Yeah,
Jacob York one.
part 7 is gonna be you going at Jacob York. Then part 8 is like a closeout of you just teaching, and that'll be like the final finale of season 1. And then season 2 start. You just gonna go into just you dropping the stuff that you be dropping on season
Just
2.
random
Yeah,
stuff.
'cause we don't got time to keep going back and forth. You better duck. Shit, we ain't got time to go back and forth. You better duck. God damn
Facts,
it.
facts.
Shit,
And
come in
then
the
you get
name
to
of the
see
source.
how long this stuff been on social media for.
Yeah.
It's sad that you gotta take it and chop it up and bring it back, because a lot of people, they obviously, for the people that didn't hear shit in the back, they got to hear what's going on. Like, this shit is really
Yeah, that's
real.
what
Like,
I'm saying. I look at shit like we watch everybody. You know what I'm saying? And like you, one of the children, even though they put all this shit out, you the one of the children that I see that was standing up, and
mhm.
then this that was standing up for your dad on a lot of shit out of all the other kids. So I don't know what they like. Like it's a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? But I pay attention to everything. You know what I'm saying? Even though all they say, oh, she do this, she do that, she got this and that, and like we said. Like we told your ass a long time ago. He without saying may cash the first stone. Because a lot
Mhm.
of these motherfuckers, listen to this, a lot of these people that's going out to talk bad about people, they live in a glass house themselves.
Facts.
You don't got a good pass your goddamn self. So you
Shit.
gonna go out to throw a rock at somebody else?
And the crazy
Don't.
part about it is the rock that they trying to throw at me is like, it's something that I've never hidden. I've never hid, being a dominatrix and stuff like that. It's not something that I hid, and it's not something that I'm ashamed of either. I actually do enjoy beating white people, so I don't really care. I don't care how another black person feels about a black person, beating on white people. It's like, come on, man, are you serious? You really should be happy. You know what I'm saying? You should be happy that somebody's actually doing something.
Now what it is, I'm gonna tell you what it is when you say that, and then the people that don't know nothing about it, they go into all the other, their mind start to go into the wondering, hey, what else is that involved? Like like
What else does it
yeah,
involve? Them
they
them
don't like the people that don't know what dominatrix is. They just think, it's prostitution.
It's
It's
not.
pretty much prostitution.
there's
That's what
there's
they think.
there's there's levels to domination,
Okay.
and it's very unfortunate that this is a conversation, but it is a
Right.
conversation that needs to be had, and that's why I'm writing my book about it, so that young girls could understand that there's levels to making money without having to degrade or humiliate yourself, or anything where you have to compromise yourself as a woman. So it's different levels to it. I deal with more so domination. I deal with dominating specifically white folks only. I do not dominate black people. That's pointless to me. A lot of them, trust me, the type of stuff that they want, a lot of people are not ready to even hear it. Niggas want to get kicked in the balls and all kinds of shit. They people not ready for this. They want to worship black women. That's what most of these white boys come
Facts.
around. They want
Facts.
to worship black women, especially a black woman that knows where she comes from, knows her history, knows her lineage. They have much more respect for those type of black women, and a lot of people are not going to take that as what it is, but that's just what it is. A guy came here, I was the other day, I was live and I was just working on adding new stuff on my website, and from them, I guess, marketing me doing this, or she does this, she does that, a guy came on my live and was like, hey, I want to pay you to just humiliate me, just let me just come on the live and let everybody talk shit to me, literally.
What?
So
This
people
is
seen it, some
crazy.
people seen it for themselves. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Faye said that like he was talking on one tape we did. He was like, motherfuckers get into some crazy shit. They want to be thrown off the top of a building or something. Niggas want
Yo,
to be thrown off a building. Like God, that shit crazy.
yeah,
Motherfuckers want to be thrown off a building. They get into all kind of shit. We
they
talking
want to
about
do
fetish, right?
they don't live like how we live. We live like we're very peaceful people, like on different levels, but they live for adrenaline.
Yeah, it's right.
They
You're
live
right.
for a certain adrenaline. Go ahead.
You
I'm
know, your
sorry.
pop said something like that when he said that he said you wonder why these Caucasians jump out of planes and why they do like go down to the deepest hole or they want to do all this like stuff where you almost die, bungee jumping things. He said because they like the not six
The
ether,
adrenochrome.
so they got to do these things to feel like they're alive,
Yep.
to reassure themselves that they're
Yep.
alive. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, that's what he used to say about
Hey,
this.
one guy said to me, this what he said to me, and this was the most interesting thing a white man ever said to me. What
Mm-hmm.
he said to me was, he said that he knows that he's gonna die. And
What?
I was like, oh, okay. Like, what makes you say that? He was like, I'm in the sun all day, and he was like, I know I'm gonna die from the sun. So he has no intentions on doing anything besides anything that gives him some form of adrenaline, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's dumb shit like go outside and wear heels and wash my car. you know it's
Right.
it's all of these little tiny things is like a weird adrenaline to them. So yeah, I've learned to deal with the psychology of these people. And honestly, I was studying. One thing about me is I do study a lot, and I'm kind of like a type of person that studies people. So I like
Mm-hmm.
to understand the psychology of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes you
Mm-hmm.
want to get into this? What intrigues you about this? And majority of them you will hear is dealing with a lot of traumas. My
Yeah,
bad.
if a man want to get kicked in his balls, there's got to be something going on up in his head. You know what I'm saying? Man, like, look, when you get kicked in the balls, the first thing that comes to your mind is to grab them and make sure he's still there.
I'm
You know what
telling
I'm
you,
saying?
not
That's the first
them,
thing.
not them. They open
Huh?
wide for you to kick it hard.
Say
I
what
said,
now?
not them. They open wide for you to kick it hard.
Oh yeah, these niggas is like that. Is that human? You know what I'm saying? That's got to be the beast. Like who? Like what real man wants somebody to kick him in his balls? Man, you protecting them joints like go.
Yeah, but they're definitely not. And something interesting about it as well is that a lot of these people are very elite people, or these are considered, or what they consider the elite type of people. They know everybody's secrets, they know everybody's shit. The world we live in. When y'all see men walk around with dresses on, don't think for a second that that's not a part of the same community. It's a part of the same community. Somebody wants to know if they could come up. um I got two other brothers up here. Is on there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Then after they get through grabbing them, make sure they going to their knees. These brothers ain't going to their knees. They not human. You know what I'm saying? Tell you, man.
Yo, I
That's
mean, listen. I've seen some stuff in my life that I was like, how in the hell are y'all procreating? This is not possible.
oh yeah, these people degenerate.
That's not possible. Oh, somebody keep asking me. I don't know if they was asking me who's eating. Oh, that was definitely me munching on some espresso beans. Don't ask me why.
Hey, drop some on us. Give me what you got. Give me what you got for a Klondike, boy.
Which I
Drop
what?
some of that travel information on us. You've been all over the world. Hey, when you went to ancient Kemet, you went to go visit the pyramids and stuff, right?
Yes.
So what did you see that was unique from, like what they don't show on TV?
Oh, what they don't show on TV. What they don't show on TV is all the fact that that place looks like a goddamn a litter box. That's
Damn.
one. That place looks like a litter box. I said this, man. I was on Morris World before, and I said it. I was like, listen, if y'all really
Huh?
want to go visit Kemet, I would suggest to go to if you're gonna go see them pyramids. If you're gonna see Khafre pyramids, go look at the pyramid and take your ass down to Aswan.
Hmm.
Take Because the place is filthy. It looks like the Bronx on crack. Excuse me for people
Damn.
that live in the Bronx. That place is disgusting, trashy. The air is not clear. It was just put it like this. I was there. I was supposed to stay there in Cairo for 2 weeks, and I stayed there for 3 days and got the hell up out of there. Got the hell
Damn.
up out of there. Took a 16-hour train ride all the way down to Aswan. Yeah.
Yeah, Swan got more like it's more like water tropical looking, right? Like you
Aswan.
got the
So as when you go to Aswan, see
Mhm.
Aswan, a lot of people don't really go to Aswan, or they don't check out Aswan. And once you get to Cairo, most people, when they hear how far Aswan is, they're like, oh nah, I'm not trying to go that far. But Aswan is the beautiful place. Yes, when I was in Cairo, it was about 60 degrees. It was about 60 degrees. When I went to Aswan, it was 80, 90 degrees. It was very beautiful. And I mean, y'all ever heard that song, The Green on the Other Side? Trust me, that green was way greener on that
but
side than it was in Cairo. And Cairo, there wasn't hardly shit growing there. Everything is growing further down south.
yeah, somebody asked me, cause they was saying, he talking about the Native American shit, but your dad said that we was going back to Africa, and he did say that, and I know why he said that. Why he said we was going back to Africa, because America now has made enemies with everybody, and people want to nuke them. They want to do all kind of shit they want to do to this land, and but we did say that when this happened, that the land wasn't gonna be hurt. It was only gonna be the people that was on the land. And then it's another part where it says, "Come out of her, my people, lest you be partakers of her sin." That's going back to the Injil. But like, that's why he said that, because even the thing that Elijah Muhammad said when he said that this mother plane is going to light America on fire. It's right there in Revelations too. If you read it close, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, but that's why he was saying that we need to go to Africa, because America that made so many enemies with everybody, right?
Yes.
And this place is a dangerous place now. Anybody can come out. Like they made so many enemies. The U.S. Corps have made so many enemies over the years. Like so, anybody can want to do this place. You know?
Like, have y'all ever heard of the world passport?
No, go ahead, build on that.
There's a such thing as a world passport. When
Hmm.
you when you claim your sovereignty the right
Hmm.
way, because I have to say that the right way,
Hmm.
because there's people out here claiming their sovereignty and understand their attachments to the land, and this is why a lot of them, a lot of their sovereignty paperwork are being denied.
Mm.
Now, when you become sovereign, they offer you a world passport that you can use around the world. It's basically there's one passport that you can use, and there's no limitations. And when they give that to you, they also give you a document that states cannot be detained.
Mm. Pretty much diplomatic status, like diplomatic immunity
Yes,
almost.
that's
Okay.
the documents that we showed Empress Weber before she got quiet.
Uh-huh.
That was the documents that we showed her. Like, do you have this document? Do you have this document? You know what I'm saying? Do you know how to get this
I
document?
think she had a passport, but I can't remember.
It
Was it a
wasn't a world
world
passport.
passport?
No, it
Yeah.
wasn't a world passport. Yeah, it wasn't a
Okay
world
then.
passport. So we definitely when it came to that, we was on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like so. Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. Like, so in ancient, like when they go over there, when you went to a swan, you saw a whole bunch of Nubians, because they don't show them. They just when they show you people in ancient Kemet, their main focus is showing you these pale Arabs. They
Yeah,
don't show you when you go
the
to a
Nubians.
swan, you see nothing but dark skinned
Oh
people.
no,
Go in on it.
when I was telling the people in the hotel room that I was staying at that I was gonna be leaving there to go to Aswan, they were like, "There's no nice hotels there." They were like, "Don't go out at night." They was giving me rules like, "Oh, you can't do this. You shouldn't be out at night. You shouldn't
Hmm.
fraternize with the people and stuff like that." So of course, I go fraternize with the people. I go out at night. Found me a nice old hotel. Found me a nice little hotel. But I kid you not though, at night when I walked outside at night, I couldn't see hardly first of all, there's no lights out there, so they don't have constant running electricity.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm walking out there, you see like, you know, little sprinkles of lights random in certain places and stuff, but you don't see nobody until they smile.
Hmm.
You don't see them until
Is
they
that black?
smile. During the day, they look like I mean, the women there are beautiful, beautiful Nubian brothers there. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Mm-hmm.
people there are so nice.
Mm-hmm.
They're so like I could like when I started traveling, I started to realize how people were able to dominate us as a people. And the reason why was because we were so kind as people. Like that's just naturally how we are. We're just naturally, you know, us as a people, we're very loving. We're very happy people, is what they say. You know, back in the day, they used to also call it the Happy Valley at some point as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm like, somebody said, what's she talking about? I'm just talking, Willis.
Hey, yeah, we talking about the Nubians and Aswan, cause
Hmm.
that's like part of ancient Kemet too. So they telling you when they show you on TV, they always show you these pale airs when they show you ancient Kemet, like or like these people or the people. Then they got a nerve to go back and make everybody
And
white.
they're
You know what I'm saying?
and they're
But
wearing
go ahead.
Billanubies out there. They wear Billanubies out there. The same things that you see the Indian women wear, those same cloth that you see them
Mm-hmm.
wear. The Nubian women, that's what they wear. They wear them in multiple colors. They wear bindis. They cook in oven clay pots. You know, everything that I see that is Indian culture, or should I say those Urdu Indians, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of that seems to be their culture.
Hey, you know why?
How far is 16 hours from Cairo? No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Now you know why that's that Hindu culture is right there. Your dad already pointed out in the Holy Tablets where he said that it was this tribe called the tribe of Shabazz. They were Hindus and they
Mm-hmm.
sailed all around the coastline of Africa, jumping off, mixing in with the
Mixing in with the
people.
people.
So
Yep.
those Hindus are already mixed in. So when you see a Somalian or when you see these like the Afar people, they mix with Hindu. They're not all. They not Sans man all the way Sans man. They're not all the way Twa man because you
Mm-hmm.
got the Twa. They like the 4 foot short guys. Then you got the Sans man. They got a certain type of hair texture, like real nappy 9 ether hair texture. And also some of the Twa got that too. But then this after the mix is like the Bantu is like a mix between the Twa and the Sandsman.
Mm-hmm.
Then after a certain amount of mixes, then the Hindus come in. That creates the Somalians and these beings that was in Chadil and all this area. They mix with Hindu. So that Hindu culture got put up in there. That's the part I was telling people when they were saying I was crazy that these Naga reptilians brought this mound style building, this pyramid style building. The pyramids were built by the Hindu influence coming into that culture. The original Nubians didn't build pyramids. They didn't build mounds until the Moors or these Hindus or these Hindus came with this cobra, because you got to look up a cobra. A king cobra is the only serpent or reptilian that builds a mound. Check that out. Go check it out. And so that if you wonder why we got the cobra on our headdress in ancient Kemet and why they got the bird. I heard people say, oh yeah, it represents higher and lower
Egypt. Yeah.
Kemet. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I heard
Yes.
that. Right?
Yes.
Right? I heard that story, but it's deeper than that. It represents bloodline, a bloodline going back to the Nagas. The Nagas is one of them bloodlines, and the other bloodline is called the Blue Avians, and that's why they got a lot of the bird heads. The people that's wearing the bird heads, they mostly blue in color because of these Blue Avian bird beings that came here with the Natharus and Anarchies. These beings. Right,
Mm.
so it was more than you go look on the wall over in Sumeria. They show you Ninurtu with a bird head, like all these beings, because it was different groups. It wasn't just one, the humanoid looking, the Anarchies. It was bird looking beings, and they even tell you that in Revelations. For my Bible guys that's
Mm-hmm.
listening, they say one had a face like a bird, one had a face like a man, one had a face like a lion, because these lions are the feline beings that come from another galaxy. But we don't want to get too spaced out. You know what I'm saying? They can start thinking you crazy. You know what I'm saying? They can start thinking you crazy. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to get
No,
too
I
heavy
already
on
know.
it, but
I
I'm just
already
saying.
know.
Yeah, but the Nagas, that bloodline of those beings that you're talking about from a swan and all that area, they got you'll see that they got like more of an 8, or they got more of an 8 texture,
Mm-hmm.
like a woolly type texture. Now, if you look at the Watusis, the Watusis are a different species. They got more of a different type of hairstyle. If you study the hair textures, that's how you find out the different species. Because, like I say, the Watusi, Sandman, Twa-man, they are different species. Then you mix all 3 of them together, and then that's keep in mind the Watusis had Hindu in them. You know what I'm saying? All the way from Adam, all that. You know what I'm saying? From Cotman, and yeah. So I don't want to go. I don't want to take over your class. I just want to make that, let people say I was crazy. Y'all talking about some extraterrestrials. Nah, man. Baba already put this shit out. Y'all just thought he was crazy, and now the shit starting to come to fold. They starting to figure out it's people on Mars. They already activated Jupiter, like he said. All this shit is already happening. Now, all of a sudden, they want to just say, oh, they want to blow it off. Like, oh, yeah, well, he guessed it by luck or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, he
That
ain't
type
guess
of
this.
shit.
He didn't guess it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that, you could get in tuned with entities that's a part of your bloodline, and they will tap in and tell you things, and they will warn you. They will tell you the future, and they will, tell you of things that will come in your path. So it's like someone was asking me earlier today in my DM. They were asking me about, because they seen me cooking chicken,
Mm-hmm.
and they were asking me about my father eating meat. And I had to explain to them, my father did eat meat, but there was times when he ate meat when it's all about feeding the entity that's inside of you during that time. Where people will they'll learn about that long term. I don't want to feel like
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't want to feel like
It's
I'm
the
taking people to a whole nother
aggressive. It's
level.
the aggressive, because not eating meat make you passive.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
Yeah, if I would say I'm going to give me a steak dinner. Like I think I heard one of the old heads tell me, and you probably can verify this. He said that when your grandmother passed, his mom, like he went out and got him a steak dinner, had him a drink or something. He said, "I'm gonna go have me a
yeah, my
drink."
pops love
Somebody
steak.
told me that.
My
Huh?
pops love my pops love steak and wine together. Yeah, he
Yeah,
does.
that's what he said. Yeah, that's exactly what he said. He gonna go out and have him some glass of wine and some steak dinner.
Yeah, but it's not. I look
Yeah,
at
he
it
used to
like this.
love that
It's not for
sushi shit too.
everybody, huh?
Now, he used to love sushi. He's one of his favorite restaurants, I think it was in Athens, was called Shoki's.
Hmm. That sushi restaurant that he used to go to
Mm-hmm.
all the time.
He put my umi
Hmm.
on. My umi started
That
going because of him.
look, Sabreros, the Mexican restaurant.
Mm-hmm. Probably ate what he wanted to eat.
Right?
Yeah, that stuff that he did used to indulge. People got to think about it like he is. He's human just like everybody else. Just because he's able to tap into different sources and stuff like that
Yeah.
doesn't take away from his natural nature
And
as.
I'd be damned if I stopped listening to what somebody's saying just because they ate a certain thing. Like,
Yeah,
okay, if
exactly.
you get what I'm saying, that's why I don't like when people be gang banging food. Everybody don't have to be did you even take into consideration that everybody blood type might not
It's
be suitable for your particular
different.
diet?
Exactly.
That
You know,
part.
That
you know what I
part.
mean? I offer people certain things, but I never told anybody they have to do this or they have to do that. You with me? So a lot of people come over from certain communities that have started on their own little organizations out of like dietary habits and things like that. They'll say, yo, if everybody has to eat this particular way. You got people who raw food diet, vegan diet, vegetarian diet, fruitarian diet. Listen, there's different people that eat different things. Some people don't even
Right.
eat as much as you eat. There's a
That's
lot
a
of people that
fact.
eat a lot and they call themselves vegetarians and vegans, but they eating all the damn time. You have
Right.
people who, like myself, I'm always fasting. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm never eating a lot. You know what
Just
I
have a
mean?
little
I'm always
Right.
fasting. So even when it's just better when people do it all together because we're doing a fast right now. We're on a 7-day fast, right? We're on day 1. Even when you're not eating what would be assumed to be the healthiest,
Mm-hmm.
you fast and your body is still going to neutralize whatever
Hey.
negativity would have been in the body,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
The autophagy is going to commence. And when that happens, it's like literally saying autophagy is like saying auto, which is self, and phagy is saying eat, right? So your body's going to eat itself and it's going to convert whatever energy is needed into whatever energy is needed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, or whatever foods or nutrients need to be siphoned,
Yep.
it will be siphoned. That's why I tell people fast. If you don't feel like you're eating the healthiest, then fast.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Right? Even if you are eating the healthiest, still fast. Your body is already programmed that people get nervous. They say, maybe I shouldn't fast because I'm trying to gain weight. Your body knows that. Your body knows what needs to be there. Your body knows what doesn't need to be there. Okay, but it's because of all the overindulgence. All right, people start getting attached to it and hooked up on it. Then people start saying, well, this is what I consume daily, right? You should consume the same thing. Well, what if one person doesn't eat but 3 times out of the week? You know what I'm saying? Or what if another person eats a lot, right, and they fast for a few days? Or what if somebody is eating all of this food that you're telling them to eat and it's not good for them individually? Everybody's trying to put this one size fits all way of life on everybody. No, somebody even asked me and say, yo, what should I do about this? I said, listen, even when we were doing the fast, he said, Faise, should we listen to your music? You know what I mean? Because you got this music, that. I said, listen to your heart. Listen to your heart, and you decide what music is suitable for your experience while you're fasting. You know what I mean? Not all of my music will probably be suitable for you while you fast, especially if you're a person who is easily susceptible to vibrations and frequencies. Because a lot of times in my music, I'm going to war. And if you're trying to be peaceful and chill out, you probably don't need to be listening to some of my music, because it'll get you in a war spirit. And if that's not what you intended to be in, you know what I'm saying, then you probably should listen to it. Okay, that's just a science. So a lot of people will say that, what did Dr. York eat? What did Dr. York do? Listen, I'm not Dr. York. Okay. I don't eat healthy because Dr. York said eat healthy. Okay. And I don't always eat the healthiest. Right. I didn't stop eating meat because Dr. York said stop eating meat. I stopped eating meat because I had an inclination to stop eating meat. Now, there are a lot of things that I did because Dr. York said do. And I tried it, attempted it, and I found out, hey, this works. And I still do it. And I offer that other people do it. You with me? So a lot of people became fanatics for a lot of different people for a lot of different reasons. But they really do forget that Pops is not just human, right? When they give you attributes of the angelic beings, okay? When they give you attributes of Orisha have attributes.
Oh, yeah.
All right? They have tastes. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Not all
They
Orisha
eat
are
certain
vegan.
kind of food.
Exactly. Okay? You mess around, put out a loaf of bread and eggs, and that's not what they asked for. You got a problem. You know what I'm saying?
And wonder why your offerings ain't coming through.
That's what happened to Cain.
All right, with me? You know what I mean? You talking about Baron. Baron don't want no water. You put water out for Baron, you might piss him off.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Baron wants some alcohol.
Okay, that's what he wants. And you're going to come back 2 days, it's going to be gone. You with me? So it's just certain things where it's like, not everybody is the same being. And I'm telling you, a lot of people are going to be shocked when they find out that some of the beings that they thought was God appearing as them, okay, they were made in the image and after the likeness of that God. Truthfully, yes. But some 100,000 years ago, you started to evolve and change based off of your geography and the climate and the things that you were taking in. And what if you find out that the God that you've been waiting on appears like the reptilian beings that you said you're supposed to be steering away from? What if they appear that way genetically? And what if one of the reasons why some of these guys were supposed to stay away from you is because you were food to them? You know what I mean? So you think about it, the God of the Bible, these people were not vegetarians.
No.
Right? Now you have some people's you with me? They ate all kind of things. People slaughtered lambs. Leviticus. Read Leviticus. If you want to read a bloody and gory story, right, that'll make you scratch your head about the nature of the gods that you're speaking about, read Leviticus. And ask yourself if it was necessary for all of these animals to be slaughtered and killed and eaten, all right, and feasted upon it. And tell me that there's not cannibalism and all kind of things throughout these scripture where you find out that certain beings had different types of appetites. You know what I mean? Including children and younger babies for whatever reasons that they had their taste for even fetuses. You understand? So the key thing I'm telling people here is don't forget that we're not just people. Uma has a point too. She says human, right, in this body, but also remember, you think you know angels. You don't. You think you know Orisha.
You don't.
You really don't. You know what I mean? Only way you would know that is if you could think about or ponder the darkest parts of yourself and the lightest part of yourself. Then you'll come close to having an understanding in front of the door at the welcome mat of what's happening inside that home. That is the idea of who we are. You know what I mean? We do what we want to do, just like you do. Only thing is, when we do what we want to do, you deem us hypocrites. You deem
Exactly.
us unworthy of being leaders. We do what we want, and we keep reminding you, you do what you want. And it's when we turn that mirror on you and say, you've been doing what you want anyway. If we didn't come and bring right knowledge, where would you be? If we
Right.
didn't come and give you Islam, where would you be? If we didn't come and give you Christianity, Buddhism, all right, from the awakened school teachings, the esoterics, all right, Gnosticism, if we didn't bring you something, where would you be where you didn't know anything about any of these sciences? And people like Dr. York said, yo, become quantum physicists. He said it in the Holy Tablets. He said, study quantum physics, take your sciences further. And a lot of you haven't done that, right? But when you get into it, imagine being a quantum physicist worried about what the next man is eating. Imagine overstanding about E8 dimensions and quasi-particles and hadrons and electrons, protons, and neutrons and what quarks are, the up and down quarks, you know what I'm saying? The mystery quarks, the left and the right quarks, or the top and the bottom is what we call it. Imagine knowing about all these things, and I'm worried about whether or not young elder is eating pork. You understand?
That's too
Let me
much.
tell you something. This is something that was interesting to me because we just had it. We were segueing into this part of the conversation, which I find it no accident that we all on this live. Because I was about to get off of here, but I saw Uma go live, and then young elder hopped on. I said, "Wow, this is interesting." Right? We back here right around. Right? Sabotage pointed out, she was like, your elder's not eating this way, da 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 da. And y'all need to get into the actual facts. Listen, this is what happened. I pay attention to everything, the little things too, right? The smallest detail. She opened up the actual facts book. Let me tell you something. A sister named Umi Barbara, right? She used to be at the Rockbridge Center. Umi, you might know who that is. If not, all right, she used to be at the Rockbridge. Not Barbara. I keep saying Barbara. It's Umi Betty. I don't know why I get them
Betty. Okay. Yeah, I know
misconstrued.
Betty.
Yeah. So I was having an issue with what they had going on with the Lifeway situation, blah, blah, blah. We're not going back into that. But I went up there, you know what I'm saying? Thinking niggas gonna be up there because that's when niggas was popping. I showed up, niggas wasn't there. But who was there? The elders, right? Two Umis. And I walked in. Umi Betty was saying she was expecting me. She said Baba told her. She said Baba was telling me that I'm supposed to be here. She said I don't normally even come here around this time, right? And she said I got 2 letters for you. She literally gave me the letters. She screenshot them, sent them to me, right? And she let me have them. And in the letter, he started off, Dr. York Pops, your father, right? Our teacher, right? And our family started with our Father, which art in heaven, right? But he said, our Father, which art in Orion. That's how he started the letter, right? And he went into breaking certain things down. He put the diplomatic status, certain things I won't mention. He wrote a lot of things at the top of the letter. He didn't go right into the letter. He had a lot of symbols and sigils at the top of it, writing in the margins. That's Pops, right? So Top Jet was on the live and she was like, y'all not getting the information, da 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 da. You need to get the actual facts books. And she opened up one of the books and I watched her do it. She went to it and it went right to, right? You know, there are no accidents, right? It went right to by way of the Father who was in Orion, right? Same thing he had me see when all of these people from the Sabian community, the Wabian community was saying, we're not dealing with all that religious stuff, all that our Father which are in heaven stuff. And that's how Pops opened up his letters. You get what I'm saying? They don't know. So he opened up the book, the same doctrine they saying we're not listening to. It's the same doctrine he's been teaching. It's the same thing he's been saying. Okay? But tell me why Tyler Jet did not know how to read the book. She opened the book and she read it backwards. And I watched, I'm like, she gonna catch on. She never caught on to the fact that Pops writes some of them books backwards. He writes them literally from the back page will be the first page, all the way to the front page as you have it, which will be the last page. And he'll have it on a page where if you're not reading it how he wrote it, you're literally reading it backwards. With me? So she didn't know. She didn't catch on. And I'm watching her do it. I'm like, yo, when is she going to realize he's writing from right to left? She's telling me that I need to be reading his books and she doesn't know how to read them. She's telling me that I'm not getting the information that's in the books. And she starts off by speaking on something that he's been breaking down since he started teaching about Orion, all right, about Uranus, all right, or Uranus, okay, or heaven, Orion's gate, the pyramid, the alignment, all right. He already explained. Niggas asking like, what way do the pyramids go? Like that's a mystery question. He already said they were inverted. He already taught all of this stuff that y'all are saying we're not getting from the actual facts books. He already taught Ham seed, all right, the Melanite children. He already taught who the Dajjal is, all right. He already taught who the Natharu is. He already taught what the chants are. All right, somebody's missing something. That if you listen, she was like, if you pick up the books and you don't think that he's writing them, it's not we don't think he's writing them. What's being left out? because even she herself said that they're leaving things out of the books.
Yeah,
Right.
They're
she
not
asked
putting everything
me.
in. You with me?
Yeah, she
Huh?
was
Go ahead.
asking me. She was asking me about stuff that was left out of the books and stuff like that. Asking me about the type of stuff that my father was teaching his kids and stuff. And I could tell that I know she was lost because she asked me. She told me. She said, "Your father told me to ask you how to build an ancestor shrine." And I was like, "That's interesting that my father told you to ask me that out of all people." That's how I knew that she didn't know what the hell she was talking about because she was supposed to ask my brother, but me and my
You with
brother
me?
both do it.
It's like
Yeah.
listen. If somebody say, you know, if somebody say you need to read your Bible, y'all don't read the Bible, da 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 da, all y'all da da da, and you say, yo, how does the Bible start? They're like, what do you
Right.
mean how it starts? Can you tell me the first, literally the first chapter and verse of the Bible? And they can't tell you. Listen, do you understand how that moves? So when she cracked the
Right.
book open, it was like the moment of truth.
Mhm.
It's like, yo, you don't read the books
Nope.
because you would have known. And it's like I watched her read it 3 times in a row, and she didn't know it was written from right to left. Meaning, not only did you not realize it at first, you never caught on. So here's what I'm saying. The point is this, right? Whether you're reading the old books, new books, you can read whatever books you want to read, right? She brought up my books. And we're getting somewhere with this conversation. We're not coming here to try to slander type of jet. It's not what it's about. Okay, because
Right.
I just got off
No,
the
we're
phone with
not
my
giving her
dad.
that much credit.
I got off the phone with my dad earlier, so I know this is not an accident. Okay, she said, "Yo, Faise One, are you say you were Pops, but you're writing your own books, right? This is something
Wow.
that Pops wanted us to do. Pops wanted us
Fact.
to be businessmen and women, to be able to take care of ourselves, and he literally talked that if you never had a product, you don't know how to do a product, make a product, write a book.
Mm-hmm.
It'll like if you don't have anything else, write a book.
Right.
Right? This is one of the things he literally taught. You go listen to Dr. York's Stranger Secret. He was literally breaking down how to be a successful salesperson. Okay. He never wanted it. And my thing is, I'm not selling his books. And I know a lot of people that are doing that, and nobody's
Right.
checking them. I'm not selling
Yeah.
the actual facts books. I'm not selling the old books. People ask me all the time. I say, look, if you can't get it online, I used to send people to certain people. All right. But now I don't even do that because y'all are making money off of his books. I'm writing mine. And like, how do I look? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I look down at somebody for writing their own books, selling their own books? And in my books, what do? I give all the credit to Dr. Malachi York for
Right.
the,
Same in all my
you
books.
with me?
You can read them.
Mm-hmm.
I never felt like when you said you had the Ascension Manual or anything, I never felt like, oh, he's trying to push his own doctrine.
Mm-mm.
He's trying to take people away from Dr. York. No, Pop said, if they don't go out and teach, we're wasting our time. And he also said on
That's
recording,
a
you can
fact.
go and find this on Faise One. I miss you, Pops. All right, back when I was like 14 years old on SoundCloud, Faise One, the letter I, miss you, Pops, before I even was spelling it out in the public as EYE, right? And you would hear him say that he was in class one day and one of the younger brothers was teaching, and he was learning things from him that was teaching that he didn't even think about. He said, "Dad, I never thought about that. You know why?" He said, "You talking about how God put some other people out there because there are other stars, meaning there are other suns." He said, "Dad, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
even think about that." He said, "Now I got something to talk about." He said, "It's a great day to me. I could retire one day." He said, "You see these young guys throwing out science?" He said, "These young guys are being taught that just like me and go out and just teach." So I don't know where people are getting this idea that Dr. York wanted a whole bunch of yes men. He said, I don't
Mm-hmm.
need introverts sitting in class just observing knowledge. He said,
Mm-hmm.
I need men to go out and just teach. So this is not no situation where Faise wants you to say you're trying to be a leader. Listen, I told her I was born a leader. I am a leader. Okay. I didn't ask to
Fact.
be any of this. I am a leader, and I show that in my works. And she may forget this, but she found out who I was through the letter to 21 Savage. She said she doesn't listen to rap. Well, guess what? It was a rap song that let you know who I was. Okay. And it's a rap song, Letter to 21 Savage, doing very well. Okay. 1,000,000 streams if you count it all together, where people are finding out who Dr. Malachi York is.
Fact.
So regardless of whether or not the music is for you, there's no reason. Here's my point. There's no reason to come out against the people who are actually doing the work. And I told the brother Young Elder when it started to pop off, I said, look, we're not going to respond negatively. This is what we're going to do. We're going to
Fact.
tell her, listen, we're going to help you. If you are saying you're really with Pops and you've done all these things to help him, and I've heard Pops on these recordings give you your props for helping him, then we're gonna help you. And I got it. She said, I don't want your help. Da, 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 da. Okay, it sounds to me exactly like what Pops was saying. It's more about how you feel. It's
Yep.
more about you than him.
Yep.
Because listen, I've been around. All right, meaning I've gone door to door. Some doors I kicked in because they wouldn't open. Okay, but I've been around. When I got to Sabotage, I came humbly. You made it be that I had her number.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the only reason why I didn't lash out and go crazy is because they told me if I did that, then it was going to turn into a sabotage campaign. They said, don't
Yep.
go at her. All right,
Mm-hmm.
just relax. Because if she feels slighted, she's going to do something that's going to sabotage. Listen, Sabotage got on the phone with me. Well, it was one of them times because she called me a few times. I call her more. But she got on the phone with me, was like, yo, don't tell people this. Right? She said, Pops has an Apple Pad. Right? He's
Mm-hmm.
able to see YouTube, all this other stuff. Don't tell people this. We get on the live, she tells people. I asked her, why would you tell people that? You literally told me, don't tell people. She said, I know I told you that. It's all on her page. She said, I know I told you that, but they need to know that. Now they know. The truth is out. Listen, when people tell me, yo, I'm about to tell you something, but don't tell nobody. Don't go run into the live with this. Don't go run into the public with this. I keep that. So if I was opposition, I would have been leaking information that she was telling me. You done told me don't mention certain things. I didn't mention it.
Mm-hmm.
So my
Yeah.
point here is, right, we already put out the hand and extended it and said, yo, all right, I told Young Elder the same thing. I said, maybe she just really feel like she can't trust niggas. You know what
No, she can't
I'm saying?
trust her damn self.
And look, Uma, you got your side too. Oh, and that's why I was telling y'all, all of this, I know you're saying things that are true. And it was another thing that made me scratch my head, that she had a lot to say about you, but she helped you talk to Pops. And if
Mm-hmm.
I felt that anybody was opposition, okay, to the master teacher, whoever, Rabboni, my Lord, whatever, whoever, in any shoe, I would not help them at all.
So look, she helped me get in touch with the CIS or whatever this dude's name is. She helped me get in touch with someone at the prison. That's what she did. The guy told me that the woman's been trying to get in touch with my dad and stuff like that, and they told her specifically that they needed his family members to talk to, that they will not be talking to any random stalkers or any random people that's pretending to be his wife or pretending to be his kid or anything like that. So she tried to use me to get access to my father after she was cut off. That's what
Wow.
she tried to do. That's what she tried to do. And it pissed her
Man.
off when she found out that I was still in communication.
And all I can say is it adds up, because why did she flip?
Yeah, she flipped because she thought I was, because for one, she thought I was giving her all of my cards, for one. So she thought that I was telling her everything that I needed to tell her. First of all, this is my dad. So that's like somebody asked me like, oh, do you know how your dad is doing? I said yes, and that was my
Mm,
answer, just yes. And then they were like, well, I just want to know how your dad is doing. I said, well, I want to know how your dad is doing. You gonna tell me how your dad is doing?
mm.
Ooh, tough.
shit got real
Yeah, when
shit
she
got
got on
real
the
quiet
phone, she
after
didn't.
that. Don't nobody want to hear nothing, because people have to understand that when they're coming to me and they're asking me about my dad, this is my blood father.
Mm-hmm,
Right.
This is my biological father. People have to understand there's certain boundaries, there's respect levels to things. I don't
mm-hmm,
mind you asking me about my father, but don't make it seem like I'm obligated to answer
mm-hmm,
you.
mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And that's the problem with her. She thought that I was obligated to answer her and I was obligated to talk to her. And I'm like, I'm not obligated to talk to you. It's like me talking to somebody who's a fan of my dad, like a stalker. If he can't get rid of you, you're trying to find a different way to stalk him? Hell no. I'm sorry, but
I
this is the type of stuff we're dealing with. We're dealing with somebody who used to walk outside and people used to chase him. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with somebody
Right. Oh,
who didn't have no personal space. There were women that hated the fact that he didn't have kids with them.
so look, Oma, let me ask you a question. What do you feel
Mm-hmm.
about the fact that she was able to help your father, get out of the dungeon, as she says, or get medical attention? When I remember you even spoke about it, like, yo, your dad was going through a lot of things, and people didn't even want to help him with his medication, stuff like that. How do you feel about her helping him with that?
See, and like I told her, I respect her all the way to the T with that. Just show me the receipts. I'm tired of people talking. Everybody talking, don't nobody got no receipts.
Oh.
So that's how I feel about it. So if people think they could just come to me, oh yeah, let me see if I could blow some smoke up her behind and maybe she could tickle a little bit and come follow me and be a part of me, that shit not gonna happen. One thing I'm not is a follower. That's something I'm not. I was never a follower, ever. And I'm gonna be one.
What think, well, you would notice, because it happened quick. I was on the phone and she was like, yo, I can get Uma on the phone right now, because she was going in. I said, we can get Uma on the phone. I said, no, I said, just keep streaming, right? The fact that she was wanting to get you on the phone at one point, which wasn't long before she did the live on you.
Exactly.
What caused the switch? What the hell happened?
What happened was she got mad. Remember, she was doing her live on my aunt and Patricia Lewis.
Right.
So remember we spoke about that, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go on. Remember we spoke about me going on Young Elder's page.
Right.
That was the day, I think, before her live. So she did ask me to go on her live, and I didn't go on her live. She got mad because I was on Young Elder's live instead of hers. That's really what this whole started from.
I think I see the commonality, because she
like
didn't flip on
him.
me until I mentioned Young Elder.
Yeah, she don't like Young Elder. It's like as soon as you say something about Young Elder, oh, she about to try to she about to go on a full hate campaign for you. Oh no. Oh no.
So
Man.
you were able to tell Pops about what Young Elder and yourself were able to do with the recanted statements, correct?
Yep.
All right. She was saying she gonna go. I don't know why she said it like that, but she like, I'm telling Baba. I'm gonna tell.
Who gives a
you.
fuck? We're not children. I don't care. So what? Go tell. Go tell. Go tell.
No,
I
I'm
don't,
saying
these
she was
people with that.
saying she gonna tell on Young Elder. So here go the interesting thing. This is what the point is, right? Young Elder name was completely drugged through the mud. He was called a bitch, black devil,
She said
all
she
kind of
hates this
words,
man.
all kind of things.
And my thing is,
And
if he doing all of this stuff for Pops, why are you hating on somebody that's doing stuff for Pops?
Look, we still got on there and did the live. We were like, Sabotage will still help. Young Elder was like, he not saying he nice, but let me tell y'all something, right? No man, let alone a person, but no man would have been able to get on there and still say, I'm gonna rock with you, I'm gonna help you, we can get on here and do a show after that whole smear campaign.
Right.
If they were opposition,
Yep.
ain't no nigga coming to me and saying, yo, we gonna do this, da 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 da. Listen, if the nigga ain't, if we really ops, bro gonna be like, nah, that's that on that. She got an issue or he got an issue. Bro, listen, for everybody that's listening, as soon as I mention it to Young Elder, I say, this how we gonna do it. He didn't give me not a single disagreeable response. It was just whatever you saying, whatever you want, Faise, let's do it. If you saying it, let's do it. I'm telling y'all, something off, because
he said the same thing to me. So, and I mean, he told me that the women don't like him, that she did a live about him, and I was like, yo, let's see what we could do to work things out if we all need each other somehow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Redbird. I was like, whatever we got to do to get Pops out, if we need to come together and figure it out, let's figure it out.
Right.
Hey, you know what I think it is at Faise? Because I've been watching it too. I think that at first she was helping Pops. You know, at first she was helping him, and I think that while she was helping him, Pops wasn't giving her the attention like she thought she deserved, since she was like one of the main, like all the other women, right? He got all these, like the other women, right? He's showing them more attention, and they ain't even helping. I'm the one helping you. I'm right here helping you. Why you ain't showing me all the, you know?
But
And then
those people are not collecting. Those people are not collecting money in the name of helping me. That's the big difference. That you can't get mad at. You can't get mad because he's showing them. These people using the resources that they have. You're going out every day and you're begging people. Like, you literally had the nerve to tell people that you need your car fixed. Like, what the fuck does that have to do with freeing the master teacher?
You know, he was on one of them calls and he was like, he slipped up. The nigga said, he was like, He said, yeah, such and such and such. I was talking to my wife. He said, well, my other wife. Sabotage ain't let that slide. She was like, what other wife? He said, well, you know, I'm African. He said, I can have multiple wives. He tried to make it into a joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she kind of laughed it off. But this Pops we talking about. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
First
I
of
don't
all,
want to
how
go
you
too
gonna
deep.
ask him what other wife when you met him? He had
Multiple
multiple
wives.
wives.
And
Let's
here go
let's
the
talk
key.
about
We
it. Go
have
ahead.
over 25 mothers. Like, are you
Here go the
serious?
key thing. This one I'm thinking is happening. Listen, Top of Jet, you can have the crown.
Yeah.
If you want the crown for getting him out, you can have that. I promise you. Listen,
Facts.
I'm not in the business of. I don't want the crown.
Me neither.
Listen, I've already been told what I've been told. I've already been visited by who I've been visited by. All right, I've already gotten the messages. I'm already aware of what my part in this is and how it is. And same for everybody else who's been doing the work. I'd be crazy to sit up here and be like, I'm the only one who cared about Pops to do something. No, I did what I could do. You did what you could do. Everybody did what they would do. Okay, if you want the crown for being the one person who got him out, please take it. Decorate it, put jewels on it. You know what I'm saying? Encase it.
I'll put some rhinestones on there for
whatever you need. Diamonds.
Sure will.
You know what I'm saying? The fine is gold. Like you said, the fine is of life. Finest things like fine. You can have whatever it is you want on that crown. We don't want the crown. Well, I don't. I'll speak for myself. I don't want the crown.
That shit either.
I want him out. That's why
not for nothing. I ain't fighting for no
ahead.
invisible ass throne. Okay, that's the one thing. And then I've been saying this to my brothers and sisters for a long time. Y'all, if we fighting for something, we fighting for our Pops. Cause anything else is fucking invisible.
Right.
Ain't no throne. Y'all niggas is wilding. Y'all bugging. Y'all thinking there's a throne. Y'all are tripping.
Right.
Tripping.
So,
that's the same
look,
like some of these women, not for nothing, like they want the same thing. They want to be like, oh yeah, I'm his wife. I'm his main wife. Like, bitch, get in line. There's a whole bunch of them that think the same fucking thing.
Exactly.
Get in line.
And you know, that's great. My mom was saying the same thing. She was like, that's how it was even on Tom Ray.
Yeah.
Everybody was trying to show out, you know what I'm saying, put on their finest clothes every day. Da, da, da. Look, Pop said this. Y'all gotta listen to what Pops be saying on one of them calls. Anytime she posts a call, don't listen to her. Listen to him. He's going to tell you everything you need to know. This is how Pops move. He know he being recorded. Listen, and he'll know this is going to get to who it needs to get to. He'll do it with his letters. He'll write in proximity, meaning he'll write. He did it with Atmos. He wrote a letter to Atmos that was talking directly to me. And if Atmos thought I was a problem, you got to ask him, why you let me read the letter? You don't know why you gave me that letter to read, right? But I do, because that's how he been moving since I was younger. Anything I needed to know about what was going on, I heard from him. And he said this on the call. He said, I know I'm the most handsome man on the planet, right? He said, I know everybody loves me the most. I know everybody wants, you know what I'm saying, be the one they helping me the most. He said, but while y'all are doing this, I'm being tortured. While y'all are fighting and arguing over who's the main one, this is what they're doing to me.
They torture
you with me? So that's what I'm saying. Look, I told Taba this. I said, and she laughed when she read it, right? When you go look up 1, 2, 3 testing, all right, the thing she was responding to, that's me in the comments. I said, the misunderstanding wasn't enough to run me away or run me off. You don't ran a lot of people off. But I listen, I'm not fighting for no spotlight. I'm already a star. Imagine me. I never fought for a spotlight in my life. I'm already a star. My light just expands. I showed up for Pops. I said, I'm not doing this for you. It's about him. He's the one who saved my life before I knew I had one.
Right.
That's what this is about. So if young elder is extending his hand and say, okay, you don't want his help. Well, guess what? Pops needs his help. It ain't about whether or not you want his help. If you're able to help Pops, well, then let us help you. And then we get Pops out. That's why I said no reason why he shouldn't be out by June.
You know, and not for nothing, I forgot another part she got mad is because in the same time she was upset at me, in the same breath she was upset at me, my Pops was sending messages to people. Tell I said I love her. Tell this. He was like, here, just send a letter. Send her this recording. You know, so I know she upset. She upset. Huh?
Can you do a solid real quick? You see this where it says 4D sphere?
Yeah.
Can you delete them? Because I think every time I look at the phone, there's been a distraction.
Okay.
Do 4D sphere. I wouldn't say nothing if it it's just constant, right? So for everybody who listening, is we really in this. Is I pay attention
Yeah, I blocked
to people's
him. Everybody's
I pay
laughing.
attention to people's works, and I saw that and heard that Uma was taking even her own family to court when it came to pops and all this other
Yeah.
stuff. And
Oh
it's
yeah.
like Uma and Tabajet did certain. Uma was doing certain things. You were blocked. Young Elder blocked. I was blocked. Different things that people have been doing have been blocked by people who claim that they really there.
Right.
So I'm like, yo, all right, let's merge together. And you know what's so interesting? I watched for like a few minutes a movie. It's called The Epic Movie. And it was like 4 people. It was 2 women and 2 men. All right. It's like a parody movie. 2 women and 2 men who had a mission. And I was like, damn, I know why I was supposed to watch that, because that's what it was about. Remember, all 4 of us would have been able to work together, and we would have been able to come together and make it faster, all right, and stronger. And with everybody's expertise, listen, I don't have Uma's expertise. I don't have Young Elder's expertise and knowledge, and Uma's expertise and knowledge, and I don't have Tabajet's expertise and I have mine. And everybody come together that was able to do it at that time, it would have been working in that regard. So my point is, because we already put out that hand and it was swatted away, I got my answer. And here's what I think is happening, just like what Uma is saying. There has been some disconnects, right? Maybe you're not able to, Tabajet is not able to communicate how she would like to communicate and
She's
things like
not.
that. And she may be lashing out because of it. Here's the top
She's not.
line.
She tried to use me as her tool to do so, and it didn't work. It
And that's so
backfired in her
unfortunate,
face.
because the way she was speaking is like, that's crazy. Because how
Yeah,
like,
you would
how
think
switch, like,
that she was the one putting me on, right?
right, that's how she was saying it.
No,
She was
no.
like, yo, I just made it be that Uma could talk to her dad and da da da.
Niggas is doing shit for straight clout.
But she was, I mean, this is what she was saying on the phone to me. So I'm like, okay, these people are working together. Even the fact that she was saying you can get on the phone. Even though I said no, she didn't have to do that, let the information, because she was telling me a lie. That's why I asked her on the live if I was somebody. She said I was sent. She said that I was sent to snatch her soul. No, she said they sent me so that her soul could be snatched over the internet. I'm like, yo, nobody sends me anywhere. I can't think of one time I've been sent to. I literally was like, I don't even get sent to the grocery store or to the kitchen or to take out trash. Nobody sends me nowhere. And she was like, everything I'm saying is true. I'm like, that wasn't true. Nobody set me up. She may not remember. Sometimes people move so fast, but we were on this live when the connection was made, and Uma, you made it happen.
Yeah, I did.
You opened up the door as soon as I mentioned it. We can call. You called her right then.
Right now.
You feel me?
I could call her right now.
And listen, and she got on the phone with me and ran her mouth. And the question is, if I was the feds, why did you tell so much?
Right.
Why you say so much and you don't know me? Because at the end of the day, like, I don't know you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I don't like this. I don't like that. Don't be a middleman. You're blocked. Why you tell me so much? It's things she told me I still haven't spoken on. You with me? So here go the thing. People are unaware of how spirit really moves. Because if you weren't supposed to tell me those things, you wouldn't. You would never have been able to.
But if spirit
wouldn't have been able to
be said, it will be said.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's how the spirit moved. And I know one thing, that's how Pop moved, because I had just got through saying, well, Pop, you must be finna come out, because Ish was saying to me, because of the letter to 21 Savage, because he was, don't write the letter. Don't do the letter. I'm like, yo, I'm going to do the letter. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? He was like, yo, don't do it. That's family. I said, I'm family. What are you talking about?
Right. That
right?
part.
And then I asked him about your father, or you guys' father, and he's been telling me information about it since I was 14. I respect him still to this day for that, right? When things were confusing and I needed clarity, I could go to Ish and he'd clear it up. I appreciate him to this day. I have no problem, right? He knows me, and he knows my dad very well. He should know it ain't no beef with me. He should know I'm bullheaded, stubborn, cat-headed, whatever you want to call it.
I don't give, and he know I don't give a rat's ass about shit.
Right.
And I'll say what I got to say about everybody. But
okay.
I'm gonna give him some something.
Right. I never, still to this day, I don't have no problem with Ish. That's my thing.
Well,
if
you go on my page, you'll notice I got a lot of pictures of me and my brother.
Right. I still don't have no problem with it.
Yeah, he's still Malachi. He's still Malachi boy. He looked just like him.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them that look like just like
Yeah,
them.
right. That's right. That's
and
right.
it's a family thing. You know what I'm saying? So here's what I can say,
But Jacob
right?
York don't look like him.
That's different. Jacob, he look like Biggie cousin. That ain't, we don't know who that is. I don't know
Right?
who that is, right? That's Puppy Slave.
Like, no
But here go the
comment.
situation, right? Because he was like, he don't have no information for me. I was like, okay, yo, you realize I'm asking about Pops. I've been asking about Pops since I was 14. Here we are, 11 years in the making. And because I'm going to do this letter to 21 Savage, I was like, yo, how's your Pops? That matter of fact, I said, is Pops saying anything along the lines of the game is almost over or the truth is about to come out? Because when I was younger, he said that in one of the letters, right? He said the truth is going to come out. He named Jacob York in the letter I received in 2022. He called him Yaqub Muhammad, something to that. I think it was Yaqub Muhammad, right?
That's his name.
Yep. How would I know that? He literally
That's his
said
name.
Yaqub Muhammad, and he put the E on the end of York. He called him Jake York, aka Yaqub. He said no, Yaqub Muhammad, aka Jake York. He said the true molester, right? He said the truth about the true molesters with an S is about to come out. So I asked him recently, right before I recorded and dropped, because I move fast. I don't do no 3 months for a song to release. You know what I mean? If I go to the studio today, most people can probably have a song within the next 3 days, right? So I did the song, did the video, it was out. But before I even did it, he was like, don't do it. And I said, yo, let me ask you the question. I moved on from that conversation. I said, I respect where you standing, right? Because you know his mom, whoop, whoop. I said, yo, is your dad talking about anything, you know what I mean, when it comes to the end of the game or the truth about to come out? He said, you still gonna do the letter to 21 Savage? I said, I'm still do the letter. He said, I don't got no information for you, bro. I said, now you realize that you telling me you don't have no information about Pop. My point is, that's how I ended up on this live, all right? And Sabotage's name came up. And then because it shut down and wouldn't provide me any information on the status of Pops, guess who he related through? Sabotage.
Who? Wow.
You with me? I'm telling you, listen, this was all within.
I mean, I'm not surprised, but yeah, I could see it.
Because what she listen, let me show you how it works. Listen, green light right now.
Surprised.
Let me show you how it works. It told me don't do the letter to 21 Savage. Boom. He knew I wasn't going to listen, right? As a matter of fact, while we were on the phone, he said, I'm not doing nothing but just making you want to do it more. The more I keep telling you don't do it, you're just going to do it anyway. I said, you know me, right? Listen, what did Sabotage come on here and say she found out about me through?
I don't
know. The letter to 21 Savage.
Oh, okay.
You with me?
Mm-hmm.
You see how he moved? You see how we move? So even though he was telling me don't do it, Sabotage, which was the next connect, who she gave me a lot of information in a short period of time, stuff I still haven't spoken on, to the point where when she was saying he had the Apple Pad, I'm like, why would you say that? You feel what I'm saying? I don't understand why she would do that if she already explained what the situation is with that. So it went from ish, bounced over to the letter to 21 Savage. That letter exploded. She heard it. She found out who I was. She got on here in front of everybody, told me in front of everybody, right? I'm sure that live is saved somewhere. She said, I know who you are. You the one who did the 21 Savage thing. Okay, boom. We got on the phone. Listen, we were on the phone for multiple times, about 5, 6 times, 7 times for hours. And she breaking down. She just telling me this, telling me that, telling me what's going on with his situation, telling me that, all this stuff. I'm like, damn. And she like, I don't even know why I'm telling you this. Listen, if I had $1 for every time somebody said that to me, I don't even know why I'm telling you this. I know. You with me? So my key thing is when you really in tune, all right, that's for everybody who walking with us. Young Elder ain't trying to like take Doc's followers, right? Young Elder is not trying to be the master teacher. He doesn't call himself the 19th Elder. All right. Matter of fact, he put the 23 there. He never claimed 19. He didn't call himself Yanun. All right. And he listens. So everybody had like, sometimes it's the newer people who weren't around that, because even when I was like, yo, y'all talking about Empress Redbird, let's talk to the family. He brought up a stellar point. He was like, yo, the family be feds though. I just had to sit quiet for like, if y'all go watch that, I sat quiet for like 3 minutes. Young Elder.
Oh,
he
yeah,
like he said some of the people who's on able to go call them and go see them. He said some of the people on payroll feds, and I just had to be quiet. I'm like, that's true.
Ask question like, how the hell is niggas with felonies going to see like, come on, man.
Yeah.
How is niggas with felonies going to see him? How is niggas with felonies able to talk to him?
Right.
How? Family or not, it don't matter.
Right. So my thing is he made a good point. It's a solid point. And I'm just saying this. This is a newer person, a young elder that can grow up in the community. You feel what I'm saying? But he's still going hard for Pops as a grown man.
And most still, you keep going.
And look, quiet is kept, but loud is released. All right. If I was bringing people to young elder, he didn't know who they were, but he was still willing to open his platform to let them come on and speak and give whatever gems they needed to speak and give. That's the respect he not only has for me, but he has for my father, and he has for my father's father spiritually, who is Dr. York. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like this. I investigated, not because I'm trying to clear young elder's name. He's his man's man. He can do it himself. I investigated because, wait a minute. All right. You can be wrong. And if you wrong about me, loud and wrong about me, nobody to you, then you could very well be wrong about young elder. So all I did was say, let's go and clear this up and let's see what happens. So now if the smear campaign continues and it's more about, I'm exposing this, I'm exposing that. Yo, listen, all the exposing, listen, we've been doing that. You got the ability to go in and do all this work for Pops. Let's get the work done. I can't make the call right now and get him on the phone. I'm not able to do half of the things she's able to do. I don't understand why she feel like she would need to do the things that other people are doing. There's already exposing going on. How about this? If we need a lawyer, whatever it is for Pops, let's go get it. If we need paperwork for Pops, let's go get it. And she said, yo, she don't want the help. So young elder, what I tell you, I said, all we can do is extend the hand.
That's right.
If she don't grab it, and let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something specifically, young elder. I got so much respect for you, bro, because I already know how this goes. You know, with all of the disrespect, you still, you took that on the chin, and you still was like, I'm a helper. And I heard everything she was saying about you. And I'm like, damn. And I'm like, I literally was talking to Mrs. Faise in the background. I said, well, even though I know you from trying and proving you and seeing how you move in person, I said, if young elder can't do this, maybe she right. Right? I said, if he can't get on that live and move in love, maybe she right. You did that. You got on the live and you moved in love. So she's wrong. You with me?
Right.
The key thing popping, trying to get everybody to see is, yo, okay, all right, work together. If y'all gonna all help me. He literally said this. That's why I said, listen what he said. He said, the more the merrier. He said, I'm not trying to shut anybody down. He said, we keep throwing things at this, something's gonna work.
Right.
And you said the same thing, young elder. That's what made me humble out. If you're gonna watch that video where I think I was doing a letter to Farrakhan and then we went into the Empress Redbird thing, you said the same thing. I wasn't trying to hear it because you started bringing up Rod Hayes. I'm you know, I still, that's how I'm glitching right now, because I still feel how I feel about that. Because don't play with his name. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, whose name?
I'm trying to bring myself back to the center because I done said a name that's a little inflammatory for me, because I told niggas, don't jump on this and then go quiet. And niggas did exactly that. And I feel
you talking about the thing with my pops, how he
yeah,
out in 90
don't
days.
you know, I'm
shit.
gonna bring it back to the center because it will go left.
Yeah.
Right? When I brought Rod Hayes, and the only reason why I'm able to do that now is because I've been dealing more with the green light, and I've been asking them to take more of the ego away from me, because I know it can get some things done, yeah, but it can also be destructive, all right, when it comes to how short of a time we have left, all right, and how much work needs to be done. And if it's destructive, we won't be able to get it done. So I'm sacrificing parts of myself that's ready to go to war with any and everybody, okay, just to be able to get certain points across that I know need to be brought across, because things are being recorded and written as we speak, right? You brought Rod Hayes, right, forth, and he stepped forth, and I already challenged him and said, yo, what about Pops? We went on the Clubhouse thing, 2021. So what about Pops? We were doing a Barabbas thing, Larry Hoover. And what's so interesting, me and Mrs. Faze went to Goodwill about 5 months ago, all right, maybe less. And we actually, it was less than that, maybe 3 months ago. And we went to a Goodwill. I found a shirt, and the shirt was real nice. I picked it up, and she pointed out, she said, look, on the tag, he said Barabbas, right?
Wow.
and Barabbas was the one everybody was saying free him and not free Pops. So when Rod was like, yo, supposed to be out in 2019, I'm like, yo, how would you know that when in 2021 I came to you and you was like, Pops don't need anybody to know he in there. You know what I'm saying? Because he already about to get out. But Pops said on that call, I think it was that same year or the next year, more people know, the merrier. You with me? So my key thing is this, without going left on it. It was never a game to begin with. If you were going to help him, you had to really help him. And because so many people acted like they were going to help him and didn't actually stand forth and help him, when I got around to people like Tabitha, I'm like, yo, we going full-fledged. I came on here. We went, I put her teachings up, or her, not teachings, but her voice recordings up, and the call she put up with Pops. I put a cash app. I told people we're going to help her before I even knew all the details. Why? Because it's not about any of these people. We need him out of there. You with me? So, again, young elder, you already showed and proved it. You already showed and proved it. And when you said that, you said, yo, same thing Pop said. We got to throw everything we can at this. You were like, yo, Faze, we got to try something, man. If you're not here no more, well, we bring him up. You come back in.
No, I'm still here.
Like,
oh, let me see.
Yeah, I don't see him.
Okay, yeah, he must have dropped down. He probably on or swipe left. You know.
Yeah, you know. He's like, Faze, we got to try something. We got to try something. And all I could do was just sit still because I'm like, this man is coming from love with this. You know, he don't really want it to be no chaotic situation, and he really felt energetic about what was going on with Empress Rarebird, right? And I mean, she could have been a distraction. She could have been real. She could be real, or she could be 100% false or flaw. But young elder's heart was in the right place.
Yeah.
You feel?
Yeah, it was. No, you're right. It was. You know, because even when it came to that, I had to dissect the hell out of that shit, and I was like, okay, well, let's wrap it up. This shit's not real. Like, let's wrap it up.
And it got quiet.
You know, yeah, of course. After I started asking questions, after that live, you ain't notice after that live that we did that mysteriously, you know what I'm saying, got deleted, that live. Yeah, after that shit got real quiet. I think you ain't hear nothing.
Jet might have seen that live because when we were on the phone, she started to mention about Bun, and I didn't even mention him. Well, I did. I brought him up about being the one who told young elder that she was up out of here, which is why young elder was saying it. But she started bringing up Bun with the land and the loyal title. I never mentioned that. So, to my knowledge, you did. Y'all were mentioning the people who names were on the deeds as it pertains to the land. So, I don't know. It's just getting to the point where all this has to come around full circle. But one thing I know, when I show up and you show out, nah, something wrong. That's all I know. I don't know nothing else. Nobody can't tell me anything else. When I show up, I'm the litmus test. If I show up and you show out, something wrong. I may not know what's wrong, but I know anybody could, you know what I'm saying, talk gold. All right. But when we put that, you can talk diamond, but when we put that tester up to it and that light don't go all the way up to the top, something wrong. And look, the only reserve would have been, hey, be cautious because this could turn into a sabotage campaign. That was literally the message I got. I said, okay, I'm gonna ease up on her because she got wrong with me. I said, we're gonna take another approach, right? And now all I'm saying is, well, since that's out the way, here go the thing. Something is wrong with that. Something wrong with it, and it may be because of the fact that people cannot get beyond their own feelings about them. And if they can't get beyond their own feelings about them, you could be right there at the door of getting them out, and you feel some type of way one day, and you let your emotions, you know, determine or dictate how you're going to move that day, and it sets us back 10 years. I remember listening to the phone call, and this is a phone call from 10 years ago, and Pop sounded excited. He like, yo, he said, I feel good. Everybody was there. What happened? And then they say something that happened with the lawyer. I think it was the same lawyer that he mentioned, Walter or something like that.
Well,
and
not
something.
William and William, right?
I don't know if it was William. I think he said Walter or one of the lawyers. I don't remember all the names, but I think it was Walter. But something happened, and I remember your father saying to Sabotage, he was like, go humbly to Sakina. He said, he said, what you need to do is humbly, that's how you said, humbly go to Sakina, humbly go to Victoria. This is how he was saying it. I'm like, yo, the same name she calling out, he told her, don't do that. He said, go to them humbly. If somebody's a devil, you don't think Pops knows who's devils?
He knows. Yeah, he definitely knows.
But the last
At this point,
thing is,
he knows.
you get what I'm saying? That same thing they put. They said if somebody's a scorpion, listen to me. You want the scorpion on your side or against you?
I want it on my side.
You with me? So when he was like, yo, humbly go to these people, she did not listen to him. And I told her this. I said, even like this. I said, yo, you call a young elder a black devil. I said, let's say you're right. Let's say he's a black devil. He's willing to do God's work. She was like, no, black devils can't do God's work. I said, it's not true. Even in Pop's books, he was like, yo, y'all, I know who the devils are. Devils are there to distract. Devils are there to do this. He said, but I'll convert them. And remember, a devil isn't who you are. It's what you do.
It's what you do. It's your character.
You with me? So if any of these people, even when I call out people to be devils, like when I mentioned like Lifeway, but that's all these other people, if they gave me any inclination that they were actually in it for Pops, okay, not only would I not make it a point to single them out as devils, I would actually, regardless of whether or not I'm rock with them, I would work with them. They could be as disrespectful as they want to be. If they had something to bring to the table, like I've shown, where Sabotage has disrespected us on many occasions, I still have yet to lash out.
Yeah.
Why? Because you've shown that you have something to do with helping Pops. So I have nothing against you. You could be 100% wrong when it comes to me. I still have nothing against you because you're helping the man. You know what I'm saying? That's who we need helped. You with me? Go ahead. I'm listening.
You know, I mean, I ain't gonna find. I try to, hold a certain amount of respect for people, but after a while, I'm not obligated to do so. You know what I'm saying? I get that people want to work together, and I don't have a problem with working together, but I'm not gonna take disrespect from somebody who's not even fucking related to me, and then to be arguing with me about my father. Like, are you kidding me? That's just it's a form. It's levels to it. It's a form of disrespect at some point. People are asking what's up with 144,000.
Oh, I don't know what they talking about. Maybe the fundraiser. We already done with that one, y'all. We listen. We talk about that on my live. If y'all talking about that, here's something that I think is interesting. Also, I was gonna go at Atmos, and there was a huge lightning storm. I can't even say a thunderstorm, really. Right? There was thunder, like you'll never believe. But there was a huge lightning storm that pulled me over on the road. And I already know who that was. And I already know who was there with them. They were like, no. Because I was going to go at Atmos. But at the end of the day, that's still his son. At the end of the day, that's still his son. And it's struggling. Sometimes you got to remind yourself that even when we was in person, I'm like, damn, it's still Pop's son. Yeah. Right? That lightning storm came through. It was like, yo, get off my blood. What you doing? And I had to respect that. People ask you, why wouldn't I go? I went at everybody. Why would I ease up on him? Because you his blood. And it's the same thing with Jacob. There's just so much I could go at with Jacob. But there was already a call when I was a young nigga. There was already a call that was put out that said, no, don't go at Jacob.
Yeah, I heard about
Don't touch him. Don't
nothing. Yeah,
you feel me? Alone. So if I'm out my body and I don't respect the general, I would have disobeyed that. But I didn't. And there's still a lot I could say to this man. But I didn't disobey that we don't do the smear campaigns on the blood. So when
I'll do that.
You with me? So when that's your blood though. That's
I'll do that.
Internal affairs. That's domestic.
Shit.
Right? Listen. So when it comes to the live that she did on your name, that's interesting because you're still his daughter. And
they ain't gonna take away from the blood that I carry.
With me, for it to be that much attack after attack after attack is like, I don't know. It's just one of them things where it's like, here's what I've been really feeling for the past week. I'm not gonna hold you. I've been feeling disappointed in everybody. I just been feeling disappointed. And I got off the phone with my dad today because he left me a voicemail and was like, yo, you handle, somebody was, sister named Miriam called him and was talking about the situation with Sabotage. They were speaking about how I handled it, right? Like, you really handled that well, da 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 da. Well, I really feel it's just so disappointed because, you know, the man is still in there.
That part.
And for those of you who are listening, we don't say the man how you might think we're saying it. We're not saying like the man, like, you know what I mean? Some people say it disrespectfully. No, those who know, we don't mean the man. Okay, that's not what we're saying. All right. He's still, if listen, I'm gonna say this. As far as people know, he's still in there, and this is how they acting. Right? As far as people are aware, he's still in there, and this is how they doing. This late in the game. You with me?
No, they still doing him dirty, yeah. And people still doing him dirty. You know, they really still doing him
for
dirty.
him. Go ahead.
I said they honestly just doing him dirty. And to be honest with you, just, you know, the interesting part is, like, when we look at Puff Daddy's situation, you know, and on how they tear people's name apart, he's a prime example, you know what I'm saying, of how when you don't do what these people want you to do, that they will find different ways to destroy your life. They will destroy your character.
Yeah.
They will make sure that your own people will do it for them on top of that, because you know, it's a lot easier if I could get his own people to discredit him, because then I don't have to worry about doing any more damage to his name than what they're already going to do.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
You
so
know, and you remember Puffy is Jake people.
Yes, he is. That's
so
honestly,
you know what's up with that. You know what that's happening.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, if you think about it, that shit with Puff Daddy didn't start popping off until we started talking on live about certain shit.
Right.
Notice that part.
Yes.
Right?
And there was a sister named Sloan Bella, right? She was like, "We're not done." She said this last year. She said, "Something's gonna happen with Puffy in March." She said that's why I'm mentioning the lamb. I didn't hear her say this until recently. She said some of these young musicians are going to start coming out and coming against him. She said they're going to be young musicians. Listen, I started literally saying in certain songs of mine, "Tell Puffy we sliding," right? Or "This ain't TD Jakes, we don't F with Diddy," da 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 da. And then I had an album called Wedding of the Lamb that came out February 28th, right? It actually had to be re-released recently because there was some errors that happened with the track, technically, right? And she was like, something with the lamb. And she mentioned the younger musicians who were going to come out against her. So whoever this Sloan Bella lady is, she was 100% on point, because I am a younger musician. I don't know any other younger musicians who came out against Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Not saying it doesn't exist, but I don't know any of them who really came out, not against Diddy alone as a person. He's not powerful enough to come out against. He's not an issue by himself. I came out against the bad boys all together. You with me? So yeah, I know that since we've been talking about it, these things been happening. That's how it happens.
Yeah, exactly. The more people find out about it, the more, you know, things get out. Once people find out the truth, then it's easier. It's hard to hide the truth. You know what I mean? So
let me ask you a question.
As long as
let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
How long do you think it's going to take for Jacob York to come out and confess?
You talking about an ego-driven person. I don't think he's the type of person that will come out and confess. I think he's the type of person that has to be exposed. He's not the type of person that would confess. Now, in regards to the situation with Puff Daddy, I mean, when people start to really pay attention to all of that stuff, you know, they'll see the connection. If people pay attention, they'll see that there's a connection with that whole Puff Daddy shit. And you know, my brother Jacob, remember my father never wanted. Remember the whole argument that really started with my father's situation was because my father did not want to invest into Little Kim and Junior Mafia.
Right.
Junior Mafia was also a part of Bad Boy at one point too.
Right.
So there's a lot of connections that people will start to see themselves. And I think eventually, you know, when people start calling people out, then I think that's when people start going to come out the woodwork. People, before people start admitting what happened to them, they have to feel safe enough to feel like they can come out and say the stuff, you know?
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
cause other than that, yeah, no, these people, they working on overload. You know what I'm saying? They while they destroying his name, they got people distracted. You know what I'm saying? Think about this. The distraction on Puff Daddy, that takes away a lot of stuff in the media or anybody that could be paying attention to other things. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that was in the industry already knows what these people are capable of. They already know what's been going on for years. They just been sweeping this shit under the rug for as long as they continue to push their agenda. And their agenda is basically by any means necessary to destroy the Black community by any means necessary.
Mm. I see it as one day it could happen. Here's what I know, Uma, and you know this too. You get visited by certain beings, you will be convicted in the spirit, right, to do certain things. Some people have to be shown hell, right?
Yep.
And then they get shaken back and say, you know what I mean? I think that it's possible. I don't underestimate it, even though I hear you and I respect where you're coming from, because, I mean, you would know better than I do, all right, whether or not he would ever come. But it's just the fact that the question can be asked, yo, Jake, how long you think it's going to take? Because, listen, Jake, I don't think this is a trade for trade thing, me personally. I don't think you have to be in prison for Pops to get out, right? What I do know is that your name has already been called as one of the true molesters. And here's the key thing. It ain't the justice system that you have to deal with. You feel what I'm saying? It's the justice system that you have to deal with. And as your religion and your roots is Islam, then you know about Yamuddin. Okay? You know about that time. You know where you won't be able to say you didn't do this. Your body parts will speak out and say what you did and what you didn't do. So, you know, one of Allah's messengers is in the belly of the beast, for all you know. And you participated in getting one of Allah's messengers placed in the belly of the beast. So what say you about right now? I don't know why I'm saying this, but the status of your soul. What say you right now about the status of your soul? And I know you hear me. So here's what it is. I know you're on here. Here's what it is, right? Nobody else except you knows what you've done. You can go on a million podcasts. You can go on a million live streams.
Of course.
You know what you've done. Yeah, the victims also, right? You know what you've done. You know what you haven't done. You know what your father hasn't done. So how long do you think it'll take for you to finally say, you know what, my father's innocent? And don't you know that on that day that you say, you know what, listen, y'all, I'm Jacob York. I'm the one who brought all this together. I sat with Abigail Washington. I cooked this up with these people, that people. I went to the feds. I was Judas Iscariot. I asked for the 30 silver coins, right? Don't you know on that day we'll pardon you? Don't you know on that day you would be pardoned, not by the justice system, okay, but you will be pardoned from the hellfire in that day. And again, I don't know why I'm saying this. I'm going to leave it at that. That's what it is. That day comes, okay, you'll be pardoned. That day doesn't come, you already know, because you had dreams. You already know because you awakened and you couldn't move, all right? And they were showing you through piercings what they were going to do. You understand? You've already, listen, selling your soul is one thing. Go ahead, Uma.
I was about to say, trust me, all these people, they running around getting spirit work done right now.
They
All of them.
trying.
Everybody's scared.
It's so quiet. And that's how we know you're
Everybody's
doing
scared.
it. Yep, we know you're doing it because it's quiet. It only
Yup,
gets quiet like this.
everybody's scared.
Yep, it only gets quiet like this when y'all people are making trips down to the sands. People are trying to call on Loa,
People
which means that
trying
people
to
are
call on the
sacrificing some people right now.
See,
You know,
but what
people
they
are trying to
messed up was when When my father's pots got destroyed, whoever took his pots, whatever they did with his pots, anything they did with those pots, they gonna get theirs no matter
Hey.
what. And it's sad that when I got initiated, that the priest said to me, he said, out of all of your siblings, he said there were siblings of yours that also had the pot and got rid of the pot. Why would y'all get rid of your own ancestor pot? That don't make no sense to me. And I explained to him, I said the people who had the pots were people who weren't 100% spiritual. They were not into spiritual work or into spiritual practices. So to them, it was like, oh, just throw away these pots, you know, not knowing that these pots actually have vessels in them, that pops was putting in work for years on those shrines. You know what I mean? So it's levels to the disrespect. So people definitely going to get theirs no matter what, you know, and it's very unfortunate, you know, also, you know, my father definitely, you know, didn't expect that it would end up the way that it did. You know, I could tell he did not expect that at all, you know, especially, you know, he always said to me, like, me being his kid, like, oh, you're always there. Like, you know, and I remember when he was taken, or when he told me that he was going to get taken, I was like, I'm going to come with you. And he was like, you can't. But, you know, it just, it goes to shows you, like, you know, how a lot of his kids, you know, they did have access to the stuff that he taught. They just didn't have faith in him as much. So they just, no, not to be honest with you, a lot of his kids didn't have faith in him. They didn't. That's the best way to say it. The best way to say it is a lot of his kids didn't have faith in him. And I'm going to say that's the older generation, because a lot of the younger ones never got that opportunity. A lot of the younger ones, they just get thrown under the bus just because, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it is what it is. I was young when my father got incarcerated. I was too young to understand what was going on. I was smart enough to sit back, pay attention, and look before reacting. And when my father told me to go to Bushwick, to stay in that house until he get out, that was more than enough. I seen enough when I was there. I seen enough. I seen enough.
Do you remember when Pop was on, this is 1992, the Mount Zion teaching, where we had on the purple shirt and he was surrounded by the perimeter and he had the braids? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. That I could see it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I was up there.
He said in the video, he was like, they're here to, I see you, young elder, right back. He said they were here to, he said they're here to supplant you, Jacob. Right? And the way he said it, I'm like, he said it that way for a reason. Because he seemed like he was just talking about, you know what I'm saying, the biblical story. But it's the way he said it, I'm like, no, he's saying something. He knew what was going on.
Yes, he
knew what was going to happen before it happened.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
He sure did.
Because
he told me.
Listen, Malachi Kobina York was a alteration that I knew that I knew it was a weird alteration, meaning weird as in it was wired, it was programmed, right? And Kobina brought you around to the word Jake or Kobe, which meant supplant. So Jacob meant supplant, Kobe meant supplant. I said he's saying something. Something is being said right here, right? He knew Jake would do certain things, and he even would say certain things on certain calls where he was like, Jacob was threatening him because he wouldn't work with Kim and all this other stuff. All of it's on record already. Well, look what happened. Look, Kim went on to be the representative of the harlot, and Pops didn't say there was one harlot. He said there were many harlots.
Multiple harlots. Multiple harlots.
Right? Queen Elizabeth was one. Princess Diana was one. Right? There were a lot of harlots that he mentioned. And no one could deny that Lil' Kim helped to propagate and push out the messages and the images of the harlot, the Starbucks lady.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So now, was Pops wrong to not stand behind Lil' Kim?
Nah. Hell no. Do you see? Look at the girls. Look at our girls right now.
Right.
Look at our girls right now. These girls, they don't even know what to do without with their own fucking nails, with their own real nails. Do you
Right.
understand? Do you see? Like, and yo, I just had a conversation with somebody about this the other day. So I asked a couple of girls. I said, so your hair and your nails, right? Is that like a hygiene issue, or or is that just something that you need to do to fluffer up your self-esteem?
Mm.
Either way, either way, they both bad.
It
So please
becomes
explain to
accessories,
me. Period.
like the
These
Barbie doll.
that's it. That's it. We're literally just helping these women walk around with insecurities, and what we don't understand is this is all a part of the destruction of our people. I mean, I want to say certain words, but I don't want to say it. But it's a part of a tactic that they have when it comes down to breaking down the people. The men are gonna follow the women no matter what. This is something my father taught me when I was young. You want a business, you use women to advertise your business, to do marketing and do all of that, and men are gonna come no matter what.
Exactly.
No matter what.
Well, and what's the reason they come? Lust. And what's the reason they come? The primitive instinct to compete with another man.
Exactly.
And I know all this
Yep.
science. Let me tell you something.
Faise.
Listen, they hated me before. They really hated me when I didn't just pop out with a female. I popped out with someone with the name Mrs. Faise. That made them really hate me. Why? They hate to see that, one, someone is already in a successful stance. Two, he's married. Right? Because they know when the woman is near the man, he's listen, a good man becomes better with a good woman.
That's a fact.
It's just gonna happen. So they really hated it then. And here's what they don't know. All the messages niggas be sending, I listen, I'm able to see that. All the things niggas think they backdooring, you can't backdoor. The whole ship is on lock. You feel what I'm saying? And this is somebody that's aligning with me. And that made them, it did magic. I'm telling you, niggas are doing magic, trying to crack up
Doing breakup spells and shit.
Yes. But they so little. Some ones of us, let me tell you something, Uma, what you said about the pots, right? I just did a response to what's going on with the music industry, which is really just a review or recap, because I already said it was going to happen, right? Everybody's going to aim at the dragon. It's happening. Boom. I called the dragon out and said I might go them to say that it ain't just going to be one person, right? And in the song, I said, when I said I've been dealing with the Pegasus voice, meaning my voice was going hoarse for a while. So I wasn't able to really speak on a lot of the things I would have been speaking on and blowing up out, you know what I'm saying, when things were happening, right? I said, when I'm under the weather, my weapon of choice is possession. I said I astral projected and incarnated into that body, meaning Kendrick Lamar body. I said, and crafted that record. They talking about like that, right? So here's what I'm saying. In that song, I say, I put a hex on these niggas, my pot blazing. You spoke about them pots. Only certain people know about them pots. Only certain people know about them cauldrons. And if you've been walking with me and Young Elder, you know I done gone on his show. I done broke certain things down that only certain people know. You know what I'm saying? We ain't never been afraid to go the magic route. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So when niggas think they doing little spells, and we will literally smell it. I'll tell you, if something will happen, and in the middle of whatever's going on, I say, hold on. I said, it's magic.
Yeah,
because
I felt that.
certain things.
I felt that magic thrown.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
People was right after I'm about to say during that whole live or when people was talking crap, you could tell there was definitely magic being thrown around.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah. So when
definitely feel it. You could feel it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you good. I'm letting you go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, you could feel it. You could feel when your energy is off. You'll feel like one minute you'll be happy, then next minute you're like, wait, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Why do I feel like a little down or a little depressed? And people don't know that there's an energy that is out there, that when people are doing spells and stuff on you, that there's a certain energy that go out after you to cause depression on you and cause suicidal thoughts and all of these different things.
And chaos.
And yes, just straight chaos. Like all you think about is nothing but negative stuff. So, you have to learn to you know, not let people get to you, because remember, the mind is everything. The mind is everything. Okay. Manifestation of the mind, meaning that if you allow these low vibrational beings to become a part of your positive vibration or a part of your energy or anything like that, they will be able to tamper with your energy. This is the reason why it's important, and this is why I always talk about this. And I know people not, you know, big on it, but while I talk about, you know, being initiated or understanding the Ifa system, or you know, understanding the orishas and stuff, it's very important to understand it, because they're there to protect you from all of these different entities that are out here that have access to you because you're not protected. A lot of people don't understand, when in our tradition, when we were born and we were given protections when we were born. They have taken our tradition away from us for so long. A lot of people don't even know that you know, there's certain processes that we used to go through, you know, when it comes down to, you know, how we raised our family, or how we raised, even down to boys being out the house at 12 years old so they could become men. You know what I mean? You got kids nowadays, if you really think about how the way that the world has it now, you know, the men are extracted out of the household, you know, then you got the boys watching the women putting on wigs and nails and all that shit, and then wondering why your son want to walk around with a fucking dress on because ain't no damn father in the household. You know, it's the mentality that they have behind all of it. The whole purpose is a form of destruction. And if I broke down to y'all what the white supremacy guideline was, that it would blow your fucking mind how much y'all would just look at the media and see that everything dealing with that that organization is happening right in front of our face. When it comes to branding, you got people out here branding themselves, putting tattoos in the middle of their foreheads. That is a person claiming you as a property. That person belongs to someone. If people understand how important it is to learn about where you come from, how important it is to even secure yourself as an asset, yourself, because people out here selling people. And yeah, and a lot of people don't even understand that, and it's been happening since the day you were born, and you're being that birth certificate that they're processing, and they're putting it, they're giving you this document stating that you are an entity. You know what I mean? And all of it, it's so, like, if y'all understand I'm gonna go into it. Body modification. Body modification is something that we see happening right now. All these girls getting their booties done, getting their boobs done, all of these different modifications that's happening right in front of our faces. And then it's like, after you finish doing all of these modifications to yourself, and you wonder why nobody love you, because don't no man really want something like that long term. They don't mind playing with it for a little bit, but after a while, yeah, nah, they over it, and they want to go back to natural. And you should see how many guys been on my page like, oh my God, you got natural nails. Like, you like, are you serious? You know, but this is a reality of what we're dealing with, you know, and the whole purpose is to destroy the next couple of generations, because the next couple of generations, they're watching this. They're watching everything that we're doing, whether we like it or not.
You're right about it. A lot of people don't speak on the psychology side that comes with all of this that people are doing to alter the self. You know what I mean? And a little more on the science of the magic part, right? When the brother Young Elder and I did the class, I talked about it a few different times, hitting occult science, magic, all of that. Let me tell y'all something, right? When you start, because here's what they do. Somebody mentioned in a comment, they said they'll try to send things to your dream and da-da-da-da. You walking around and you get your hair standing up. Okay, magic can take on different forms, bodies, beings, or if they've gone to Jan, all right, some Jan won't, if you're a certain type of being, some Jan won't take the deal. Some Jan will be like, no, we're not doing it, right? Because they don't want to deal with the repercussions. Remember when Jesus appeared and in the stories, the demons was like, yo, we know who you are. Don't send us to hell right now, right? We already know who you are. Don't harm us. Don't torture us. Okay, some jinn are afraid of certain beings, right? not just based off of who they are, but because of the type of guidance and covering that they have. All right. So here's what I laughed about this about 2 weeks ago because I knew magic was being done and I immediately got on it
Yeah,
and
it
sent it back.
is. That's
They
what I
came
do.
to me and
I send this shit right
sent
back
it right
to
back. That ain't ours. Return to sender.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Boom. And I knew magic was being done. I got up 1 a.m. right after having to fight in the dream realm. They sent certain Reaper type beings, and there was a tub full of bodies, and there was this sage or marijuana looking substance floating in the water like little leaves,
Herbs.
and it was swirling around trying to come together. And there were pots, literally silver pots around, like cooking pots around the tub. I was in the tub. I woke up in the dream in the tub. I said, I bet I don't. I reached outside the tub. Listen,
Right.
because some people would have been
I'm
paralyzed
telling you.
by what they saw, right? I got up and reached out of the tub, grabbed one of the silver pots, and started to fill the pots up with the water that was in the tub and dump it outside the tub. And whatever substances was coming together, I knew that when those substances were able to merge in the center of the tub, it was swirling around different pieces. Whatever bodies in the tub, it was like dead bodies, right? Naked dead bodies. Whatever bodies they were going to come to life. And that meant that some people may have lost their life for whatever magic these people were doing.
That's
right?
the underworld. Somebody was sending you to the underworld.
Or they went to certain beings where you have to pay a price.
Yeah.
And the price may be a family member of yours, a friend of
Yep.
yours. And these people, listen, it's real. Are you with me? It's real dirty because when people want it that bad, they'll sacrifice for real.
They
and
sure
that's
will.
a whole different ball game. So here's what I said, I bet I don't. I got the pots, filled it up with the water, and dumped it out. And I stepped out, and it was somebody, I couldn't see their face. They were real mad that I did that. And it was a whole bunch of people standing around cloaked. I couldn't see them, which means there's a lot of people that were coming together to do it. And blood was shed for it, right? It's blood spells. And the Reaper was standing there in the bathroom, right, waiting on me as if whatever they were about to do was supposed to work. And it didn't work. So here's what happens. You gonna tell them Jen, you gonna or them lower, you gonna make good on something.
It's the lower.
Right? Yeah, and look, you're right, because people done corrected me on that a few times. The lower,
the lower.
Right?
Lower, yeah.
Right? You gonna tell them that, and it's actually something that I didn't actually really speak about a lot. But recently I had an encounter with one of the Orisha. She came to me and said that she was gonna send them to help me. Right? And I don't deal with them. I don't even deal with the Orisha, quiet as kept. I just respect where they are and who they are.
Yes.
Right? So
right.
You with me? There's no reason to bother them, and everybody keep trying to play. That's why they like be doing what they be doing.
Yep.
So you done told these Jen or these Loa, right, that you were going to make good on something, and then it doesn't happen. You're in trouble because they're expecting. Okay, we're supposed to be. This is the whole. Listen. There's no such thing as breaching contract when it comes to them. There's
Not
no
at
such
all.
thing as not giving them what they asked for. And there's no such thing as you're not able to provide on your end what you were saying you were going to provide, or they weren't able to get what you said they were able to get. So then when they're coming and they not able to get what they get, guess what? They start running rampant in your life. You feel me?
I see this
go ahead.
this offering right here. This is an offering right here that y'all see. This is on the wall. This is a picture that I took in ancient Kemet. This is an offering, and as you see, they're offering animals as well.
Right.
But Haru is also Shango.
Yeah.
So I just like to explain it to people from an ancient Kemet perspective because this is what people understand it more. You know what I mean? They understand it from that perspective, even though they don't understand the correlation of it. But when you start to research all of the different deities, when you start to research these different deities, you'll see that they all have a certain correlation of one another, So that I just wanted to show that. And this is an actual picture that I took. So y'all see is Nubian people giving offerings to Haru himself, Yeah, but in regards to in regards to spirit work, boy, let me tell you, Don't play with these people.
Don't
You
play.
definitely got to be protected. Don't play with it. And believe it or not, my father had people doing work on him too. That's
Mm-hmm.
why he asked me and my brother to do a lot of work for him. This is why a lot of the spirit work has to be done for him, because a lot of people have been doing work on him.
Facts.
A lot of people, you know.
You're
So
right.
that's why that's why it was very important for me to become a priest, you know, for me to do certain things. So when we were talking about earlier in regards to, I pulled up this, remember I told you years ago I got offered a contract that I denied. Remember I told you about it?
With who?
Remember I told y'all years ago I had got offered a $5 million contract to be a part of a system that I didn't want to be a part of, pretty much.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, I mentioned it, and maybe you didn't. Maybe I said it fast, or it was overheard. So I was offered a contract, and in that contract, I refused the contract because I was reading the contract, which most people don't do. So I have this contract. See, some people say they remember me saying it. I have the contract right here in front of my face. So, and I'm gonna read certain parts of it. It said, this is the part where people have to understand this is what happened. First they give you an agreement, then they give you an affirmation, then they give you clause, then it's called unlimited power and control, which consists of, and this is what y'all see that's happening right now with all of these people who are in the industry, who are owned, who are literally slaves and have handlers. You know what I mean? And it deals with appearance. This is the first one. These are the things that caught my attention. Appearance. It said the owner has complete control of the appearance of her property. Now think about Kanye West with that girl. The personal property will dress and groom his or her owner according to their owner's wishes. Consumption. The owner is given complete control of food, beverage, and substance that her property will consume.
Damn.
Bodily functionings. The owner has complete control over bodily functionings of her personal property. This includes, but may not include, masturbation, ejaculation, penetration, urination, elimination of waste. Sexual, the next one, that was bodily function. Next one, sexual control. The owner's control of property or sexual organs, and when appropriate may be maintained by owner's property only. Basically, what they're saying is even for sexual control, sexual contact, or any of that stuff, if you don't have approval with it within your owner, there's no such thing. Collaring. Collaring is basically when y'all see these people walking around with these collars on their necks, and they got
Damn.
hooks on them. Yeah, that a lot of people don't know there's a big diff. Each one of them symbolize something different. The ones that have the hooks on it means that you are a slave. The ones without the hooks means that you are a owner. The owner will collar her property. The collar will symbolize the owner's property. The collar may be utilized with a leash and be worn and removed as circumstances dedicated to the owner only for overnight. The ownership may wish to grant additional special collars such as jewelry, dog collars, bracelets, basically anything anything that y'all see, that y'all see these girls walk around with certain emblems, certain things. Y'all see a consistency of it, and multiple people may have it. Yeah, let's keep going. Body modification, which is what we see now. The owner retains the right to modify the body, the property's body in any terms of piercing, attachments of permanent jewelry, which may not display the ownership symbol, but also body modifications, meaning boobs, castration, any of that also included. Sexual relations. The owner is given complete control of sexual contact of property. The property will have sexual relations only with the owner's permission. Therefore, the property will have mandatory sexual contact with anyone she chooses and in any manner that she chooses, if refrains for collecting gifts or in sexual contact. Bodily privacies. The property surrenders all rights and personal body privacies. All basically, you don't own yourself. Like, like you do not own. Like, if y'all seen this, if y'all see how long this shit is, I was like, I'm not. What the fuck? Step. Body modification, piercing, tattoo, branding, personal property ceremonies, which is dealing with public rituals, is dealing with public humiliation. All of these things, this is all a part of that. And this is
Damn.
all of what y'all see that is happening on social media and everywhere else that y'all see, and y'all think that this is a joke. This is real. This is a program. This is something that all of them go by. And if you don't, then they can because they do have a lot of these people. They have secrets, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of these people don't want their shit out. So of course, they make you sign these contracts and stuff like that. You have no rights to do certain things. And that a lot of these people that y'all see right now that's coming out 9 out of 10 times, they contracts is up. A lot of them either their contracts is up or they was sold to a different handler, and that handler probably let their ass go. So there you go. Bada bing, bada boom. So when y'all see these niggas walking around in dresses and y'all like, oh man, he about to be he's a new artist, and then y'all see him with dresses, now he blowing up. He getting deals left and right. Trust me, being in the industry, listen, like Cat Williams said, you better protect your back hole. You better protect your back. You better hide your kids, hide your wife, because they fucking everything over here. Okay. It's one of them situations. And we spoke about that actually in other lives where we spoke about certain things that's happening in the industry that a lot of people don't really know what's happening behind closed doors. But these are the type of things that are happening behind closed doors. So
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, like it was this dude that came out and was talking about the witchcraft, John Todd. We don't know how legit he was, but he made mention of them having secret rooms at these major
Oh
labels
yeah.
where they bring in witches. I know the witches exist because I come from Louisiana, and I know the witches exist because one of them was my granddaddy was going out to one that was down there that was doing some witchcraft and shit, and she used to be outside and she like be raking the yard, and then she had a piano. You could look through her door. Lived in a shotgun house. And we could look at our house and see the piano playing by itself. And I was like, damn, what the fuck is the piano playing by itself? But come to find out that lady was a witch. My granddaddy told us, don't go back, ride your bike down there no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't go back down there no more because that lady a witch. And but to make a long story short, about the voodoo shit and all that, and about the music industry, get to the music industry. These witches would go in there, like he said, and put spirits behind the tracks,
Yep.
behind every
Oh
single track
yeah,
on the
Pan.
on these records.
You talking about
And
Pan?
then when the kids would get them, they listen to it, and a demon or a jinn
Yeah, Pan.
through the sound waves would get on them.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
his name is Pan.
Yeah, Pan. Yeah, go in.
Yeah,
I just want to spark that part. Go ahead.
yeah,
That's
and
all I want. Yeah.
that's why they have the term panning out,
Go,
because that
go ahead.
term panning out is when you get possessed and put under a spell, and you start to pan, you start to vibrate to a music you don't even know what you're vibrating to. See, we're naturally we're musically inclined people. So when we hear beats of drums and we hear certain things, it automatically entices our spirit that's inside of
Right.
us.
Right.
So they know what to do to trigger us. We just don't know. We unfortunately, a lot of us don't really know our true powers. We don't know how strong we really are. We don't. If we understood how strong we are collectively as a people, man, we'd be the most powerful people on this planet.
That's why I tell people, listen, I don't know who think magic gonna somehow magically, pun intended, get in the wrong hands. It's already in the wrong hands. That's why I teach whoever want to know. Let me tell you something. I teach my brothers this. Don't dap no man up without looking him in his eyes. Right? They may not understand why I'm teaching them this till later. Okay, and this for everybody. Don't dap nobody up without looking them in their eyes. All right, don't have no conversation with anybody without looking them in their eyes. Okay,
I heard somebody say this before. I wonder was it
No, that's
Pop?
some real shit though.
right? And I never heard Pop say this. However,
I think I heard somebody. Yeah, I heard somebody say this before,
well,
man.
I've
Like, go
said it
ahead though.
before,
It might have been your dad. It might have been Pops. It could
or it
have been
might have been me,
somebody.
young elder. I think I
Yeah,
said
it
it on
might
your
have been
show before,
you said it. Yeah,
right?
yeah. It might have been you,
I mean,
Faze, on one of them
well,
shows
we
we
all
did.
wanted to say, I get why, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because sometimes I be trying to figure out, did I say this, or did my dad say this, or did Pop say this? Sometimes it's like that. Even when I write my books, you know what I'm saying? Certain ways it flows, it's like, damn, this seems like Pops would have wrote this, right? So there's that same type of spirit, okay? Here's why I'm telling you this. Witches know, right? And when I said that, right, a whole lot of people in here ears perked up. You know what I'm saying? Is it what we know? Witches know who will stand up and who will sit down. Just when they look at you.
Yep.
And you want to, somebody asks, how can I protect myself? First of all, have respect. That's one of the
Start with that.
first ways you can protect yourself is don't be foolish. I mean, you start thinking you can't be got. Next thing you know, 10 years of your life done passed, you didn't know you was possessed.
Damn.
Yep.
Have respect for that which you don't know. And if you want to learn, have respect enough to learn. Let me tell you something. There's no secret about what I'm on, what I am able to do. Because in my music, I tell people loud and clear, real warlock, not the card reader, not the tarot player, real warlock. Also, real healer. You know what I mean? People have called me for demonic possessions. People have called me for spell work. And I lay my hands on them and we get that handle. And then I go grounded, right? Look people in their eyes, okay? Even if you're not consciously, approachingly aware of who and what they're projecting, okay? If you look them in their eyes, the eyes do not lie.
Hey.
It don't.
And I teach my
Eyes
brothers,
is the
especially
window to eyes is the
windows
window
to
to
the
the soul.
soul, never told a lie. I teach my brothers, listen, you dap a man up, he don't look you in your eyes, you can't trust him,
Don't turn your back.
right? Another science, you dap somebody up and they snatch their hand back like it's supposed to be some cool shit, like you dap it and snatch back and snap. All right, watch out for them because they'll try to take your chi. That's what they just did. A handshake was, first of all, B man, I noticed.
Yeah, you do feel it. I'm telling you, you do feel it.
Transfers the energy.
Right? And it's the Anunnaki who introduced it to human beings. The handshake, the grip of the hand. If you go and study what happened with Habil and Kabil, Cain and Abel, all right, that whole story, how they felt energy, the sympathy, okay, of being able to feel one another and relate to one another's existence in this plane, okay, that's very spiritual. So don't let people tell you it's the European who introduced it, right? No, it's one of the ways that you can connect with somebody instantly, like the hug or the embrace, which don't let people tell you the European introduced that either. Here's my key. Let's say you're walking, like you're at one of these conscious community events, right? Let me tell you something. Anytime you ever attend any conscious community event at all right, the majority of them are witches.
Yep.
All right? When you go to church, there are witches. When you go to the mosque, there are witches. When you go to meditate in the temples, there are witches. Anywhere where there's even a hint of a spiritual event, all right, where a lot of energy is being released, there are witches there in the crowd. You go to a football game, there are witches. You go to a
Come to a
basketball game, concert, that's the key thing. There are witches there. Why?
Clubs. Look,
Clubs.
clubs.
Okay, there you go. Why? Because people are letting off energetic yields. They're not aware of it. And there's someone there siphoning all that energy, utilizing it, right, for what it could be used for if those people didn't, if they were aware, right, or if they didn't get the wrong idea, okay, and were able to utilize it themselves, all right, for things to move in their lives. You come to these places where people are harbored, all right, and they siphon you. You go to these events, all right, and you see these people walking around, and you like, this person seems odd, and they look you in your eyes when you have that thought, don't look away.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look away. Look them right back in their eyes.
Yep.
Right? Let me tell you something. Only ones who have something to worry about is those of you, listen, if you have fear, they already got you.
Yep.
Okay? Some of you were given Christianity to help you. That's the y'all people be on here scared. Jesus said don't do divination. He told y'all don't do it. If it made it to you and you get afraid when you think of the word witch, it's not for you to play around. You're not one of the warriors. You need to stand back.
It's not meant
But let me tell you
for
something.
everybody.
Right? Some of y'all grandmothers were prayer warriors. And they didn't get afraid when they heard the word witch. Right? They got encouraged to go to war. If they felt like there was somebody doing work in the family, they went to that prayer closet, or they went to that altar, or they went outside. You understand? In that rain, they pulled that dress up above their knee, and they danced around. They were not afraid of witches.
Nope.
You feel me? If you're afraid, it's not for you. So then you're right. Do you know two things can be right at one time? You're right when you say we're not supposed to do it. You're talking about you and whoever is up under us, the Christian people who come up under Christ. But Christ had people who he said, if you believed on him, meaning you took the same scientific walks and you were able to access the same type of sciences, you'll be able to do his works and greater.
Yep.
Okay, let me tell you something. I'm one of them. So when we say warlock, here's my point. The same type of magic that y'all been talking about on YouTube and Facebook and MySpace and Bebo for all these years, all right, about how the Universal Studios, Universal Music Group, Sony, all these different labels, Interscope, we're using all these witches to pray over records and all this stuff, and cast spells, Illuminati. Y'all been talking about it since I was a baby, all right? Somebody comes up and says, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to reverse it, and we're going to hex the beast, hex the music industry. All of you magicians, and people say that you do this magic, that magic, da da da. Okay, fine. How about stop using that magic on civilians and the non-suspecting common men and women, and use it on the same witches and warlocks that you've been making all these videos about? When I said that, everybody went quiet. So I went head to head up against the beast. Right? I said, I'll show you what we can do. And I lit the whole 2020, 2021, 2022 on fire. And every pillar that they saw collapse, I told them before it happened, I said, you're going to see, I told them the days and times. It's all on Clubhouse and everything. I said, watch for May. May came through. They snatched all these people off. Da, da, da. I said, look, don't you see? You can hex them. You don't have to wait. So if you really are a warrior, they keep telling me to say this, so I'm going to say this. This ain't for everybody. All right? And the only reason why I'm responsible for telling you that is because this is for the ones of you who it is for, right? When you let your guard down, you might as well be the common man or common woman. Don't ever let your guard down, okay? Don't ever let anybody tell you you're paranoid, okay? Don't ever, because you may be able to see what they can't see. In the moment here's one thing I teach people. You want to know what's hard? You have something called jihad. The jihad is mankind's or humanity's internal struggle or strife when it comes to doing right, okay, versus doing wrong, or aligning with the natural self or going against the natural self, aligning with divinity or going against divinity. That's one type of jihad that people are familiar with. You want to know what even more difficult or complex jihad is? Try being an Ilamuta Jesset or an avatar incarnate, having to deal with being in the human body, all right, as a human being human, but also not being from here. That's a jihad. And let me tell you something. Don't ever let anybody tell you you're too deep. Don't ever let anybody tell you you're too spaced out. And don't let anybody ever tell you you're overthinking. You know what I mean? Your brain is not wired to overthink. No such thing as overthinking. Okay?
Right.
Okay? Don't ever let say you getting too deep. You thinking too deep about it. No, don't let them tell you that. Because the moment you let your guard down and you think it's all sweet and dandy, that's when these beings come through. They smell that and they siphon from you. They want you more. They want you more. They're not looking for the people who hit the Cora up or people who hit Blue Flame up. every weekend. They're not looking for them. They're
They're
not
looking
looking
for
for the
y'all.
people in the clubs. They're not looking for the people who's already going to the concerts every time they drop
Yep.
one. They're looking for the ones of you who decide, I'm going to do a 7-day fast.
Yep.
They're looking for the ones of you who decide,
Hey,
I'm going to be initiated into E5. I'm going to get more
Yep.
spiritual, get back into my roots.
Yep.
They're looking for those of you who decide, I'm going to stop acting like I'm a god and I'm going to start actually living like it. They're looking for y'all because why? When you reserve, right, you start building up that energy. It's like this. Would you want to, let's say you were a robber. Some niggas is robbers. Let's say you were a robber in multiple ways. You got succubi,
the kid.
incubi. Okay? Let's say you were a robber. Would you want to rob the nigga that's got $5 in his pocket or the nigga's got 5,000 in his pocket? Right? The people who are constantly putting their energy or currency out every weekend, all right, and throughout the week to all these different things, binging, being just sucked dry every day, every night. Okay, they don't have any energy to put out. That's just the cheap thrill that these gen get that are running around in the earth plane that you don't see. But when they find, wait a minute, somebody's doing semen retention for 90 days. What? And this is a powerful one. They're going to attack you more. They're going to come to you more. People think it's the other way around, that when you start abstaining, they leave you alone. No, when you start abstaining and pulling back, they're going to be at you more. So what you think they've been, think about it. I've been here. I'm 25 years old. Hope I ain't talking too much, right? I'm 25 years old, y'all. I'm not the oldest of the bunch, okay? I'm very wise. I still have yet to, listen, I had many opportunities. I never crossed over and sat in Hollywood's den and said, I'm with y'all, okay? So they've concentrated all of their efforts. They focus all of their gen. They focus all of their witches. They focus all of their warlocks. They done went to all their babas and spiritual advisors, and they tried to get help on every level to try to come for me. Are you with me? Why? Not because I'm some physical threat to niggas running around with a gun, aiming at people. No, because when this much green light and above, I said it on purpose, is out here with this much truth, it don't matter what song I do, okay? When I do a Like That remix, it ain't just no, I'm just coming on here to rap bars and hope people like it. The things that I'm saying in these lyrics is opening up. Every time I speak, there are portals and vortexes opening up behind people. And people turn around and look, and you see your ancestors standing there. Yours, not mine, okay? And they say, we've been waiting on you. Here, come get this upload, right? Somebody just said, they say, yo, I see all of y'all. Somebody was like, yo, it's the green light that's been helping me. I've been, people hit me up, say, yo, why, when I start doing the green light movement, why I start getting attacked more? I thought this, I thought that. I said, don't think that, because you with me? Everybody experienced it. When we started to align with that green light, that's when they started coming heavier.
All fucking war.
Exactly. And let me tell y'all why. It ain't, here's a thing, they can't touch you. But if they can discourage you, all right, then what they're doing can affect you. They can't actually touch you. They're not given permission to, right? Who gives them permission? God does. And let me tell you something else. Who gives them permission? You do. And when you let your guard down, Job, all right, that's when they can touch you. When you curse God and go against that guidance that's allowing you to take the walk, that's when they can touch you. So don't let your guard down. And you're not leaving here until it's your time anyway. Just don't get it misconstrued. When you start taking the righteous walk, that's when they come for you more. Go read the book of Matthew, chapter 24. Same thing I was saying to Sabotage, right? And young elder, okay? And I'm saying this to you too, all right? Because let me tell you something. I'm not in your life. I don't know why people bring stuff up like that. When I did 19 Keys Exposed, Beyonce Exposed, all this other stuff, I didn't go into people's personal life, what they doing in their bedroom and all that stuff. It has nothing to do with why I would do an exposed video. I do an exposed video because if somebody's worthy of conversation, it must have something to do with what's happening in the earth realm, right? As a star or a current event, a viral moment, whatever it is. So why would I not use that opportunity to teach people something, okay, that's going to help them? Me telling people what York does with the domination, I don't understand why that's even a conversation. Well, that has nothing to do with anything. You understand that? And I'm somebody who, listen, I don't think it has anything to do. And naming what was on Young Elder's plate, I never asked him that. I don't get on the phone and say, yo, what you eat today? That has nothing to do with Pops. Has nothing to do with any of that. That's him. Let's say all of us were doing something that was going to send us to hell. Okay, if we were going to help the master out, who was going to bring people out of hell, Well, then let us help them. You know what I mean? And then let us
Right.
deal with our hell individually, if that's what it was. Same what I said. If Young Elder's a black devil, all right, let them do God's work. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
Let's not block the black devils from doing God's work then. If I'm a black
Right.
devil, let me do God's work then.
Let's
Don't get in the
congratulate
way.
him.
You know what I'm saying? Listen,
Mhm.
if a black devil walk up and give you $1 million and say, look, I just want to support your fundraiser, take the damn money.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm
You know,
telling you.
and get as
Hey,
far away from the and get as
yeah,
far
you
away from it as
sound like
possible. You know what
Pops
I'm
when
saying?
you said that.
But get the money and then, you know what I'm saying, get the help. You with me?
Yeah.
So for everybody who's been listening, when you have that type of power, go read Matthew 24. You will be vilified. You will be persecuted. You know what I mean? They'll send people, events, things to discourage you. Don't be discouraged.
Mhm.
God is speaking in this moment, whatever you want to call it. I think the simplest way to put it is God. All right. You didn't come this far to put your wand down. You didn't come this far to put your sciences down. Don't let anybody trick you out of your inheritance. And some of you are not just inheriting abundance as in money or 40 acres and a mule. Some of you are inheriting hierarchy. Some of you are inheriting authority. All right. And the reason why they're nervous about you is because they swear up and down that they got rid of you. You know what I mean? They thought the last of the last they got rid of. So
Right.
somebody said, look, that applies to 19 keys. Let me tell you something. Here's another thing that happens when you're standing in your power. 19 keys doesn't appear powerful to you. You know what I'm saying? They only appear powerful to people who haven't beheld the true light.
Who don't have no
Right.
power.
Do you think that if myself and 19 keys were to stand in front of a group of people and we took turns speaking, who do you think more people would come home through? Now, you don't have to say it,
Hey,
all
hands
right?
down.
You know, your soul knows it because you hear it when I speak. It's why you listen as long as you do. One of the reasons why when we were on Clubhouse, people say, yo, he speak for all the da-da-da-da. I would do 13-hour classes right here into the Most High. I do 13-hour classes before they even had replays, right? People will be there, leaving. Some people go to work, come back. I'm still talking. I'm still building, answering questions. People cycling in and out of the room. And they would get upset about how long I could speak and how much wisdom would flow through, not what I was saying, would flow through that I was saying. Because of the fact that, all right, how can you speak this much wisdom in tone? You have to have a certain amount of humility. You have to have a certain amount of submissiveness when it comes to the Most High Divine. All right. And as somebody who is named in tone Omari, it literally means the highest. Okay. I still put my forehead to that ground. I still prostrate. And the reason why all y'all get to throwing around this Orisha stuff, the people who do that, listen, I stand back when people start doing that. You know what I mean? That's something that you don't do. You don't go into, so I told you people don't call themselves, oh yeah, I was on one of the calls, some lady was calling herself that. She got the choking up, right? In the middle of her saying, I'm oh yeah, that she got I'm sorry, I gotta get myself together. She stayed trying to talk. Every time she tried to speak, I said, look, this is the first time I unmiked after she was doing that. I said, look, go put yourself in a tub of water and be quiet. She stayed trying to talk. I said, listen, you're not listening. You don't know what you're doing. Go put yourself, you don't know some of the things you say can offend these beings. You know what I'm saying? To the point where they'll show you, are you one of us? Right? Okay, watch this. And they can just do that. And I say, yo, put yourself in a tub of water and be quiet. You don't got to repent and say, I'm sorry. No, just be quiet and they'll take it. How are you? Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And this is where people get it misconstrued. So the key thing of all of this is magic is not a game, right?
No, it's
The
not.
same way, listen,
There's rules to
imagine
this shit.
the
Tell me.
Christians of today, you would not have survived the time period where these jinn were revealing themselves as real beings. Now, you get it easier because they just incarnate. You know what I mean? Some of these beings have ranked down and some of them have ranked up. But some of y'all would not have survived because as soon as you hear magic, you get scared. Where Moses knew what to do. Elijah knew what to do. You don't see any of these pastors doing any of these things that these beings were quoted to do in any of these scriptures. So what do we need in this day and time? Who will be able to go to war more? Who would Jesus come through or Yeshua come through and align with more? The Christian who's scared, cowering in the back behind tithes and hiding behind suits and praise, or the one who's out here in the front say, oh, that's the devil over there? Yeah, that's him. And we walk up and slap him in their face.
Yes, right.
Mm-hmm.
right? And while we on the way over there, you hear you over in the corner, someone yo, don't do that. That's the devil. Oh, you talking about this music industry? Yeah. Wow.
Right.
Oh, he crazy, right? People been telling me I was going to die since 2018. They said, you going to die this year. Oh, okay. Yeah, watch what you say. You're going to die by what you said this year. All right, cool. Boom. Hey, don't go over there. Don't say nothing about them niggas because you know, wow, damn, this nigga crazy. Hey, don't go over, Cole and them, that, wow, damn, this nigga crazy. Hey, don't talk about that. When I told you one of the 19 Keys homeboys, nigga named Steve, talking about some, hey, you might want to be mindful. You know what I mean? Because some niggas get, how about you speaking about certain nigga love. Wow, damn, this nigga crazy. We're not worried about any of that. The things that I've seen, listen, I've been in Atum Ray's presence, meaning the real Atum Ray, who you can't see him. That's how big he is. You can't actually see him. And whatever or whoever it is, summit me. And when my Umi was there, right hand to the Most High. When I went there, being in the presence of this being caused my cells to feel like they were ripping apart. And all that being did was lean forward a little bit, and it shook me back to my body. Here we are in these little bitty human forms. You got people calling themselves ISIS. You got people calling themselves Ra and Ta and all this. Listen, stop playing around, because what you don't know is the Orika and the Nataru are one. And the reason why you want to so badly call them attributes is because they actually have control over elements in this reality. And people think elements is just water, fire. No, elements is also people. Elements is also cats and dogs. I'm standing outside, 2 cats run by. I know what it means. So if you want to know how to protect yourself from spells, have respect. Have respect.
Hey, what color was the cat?
Black.
Oh shit, that's a good one.
You with me? 2 cats ran by, black, one by one. Zoom, zoom. I say, wow, that's interesting. You go watch the Matrix movie, you'll understand a little bit about what I'm saying.
Somebody doing some alchemy right now.
Right? Right? Let me tell you something. This is alchemy at this moment, because
I know it.
They keep aligning us up. Only one I was missing was Sabotage. All right? And I just heard him say, don't conclude that yet. Okay, so I won't. Don't conclude it. Because let me tell you something. I'm one of them. And when I hear people say stuff about Pops, my ears perk up, because he one of us. When I hear people coming out against the true light, my ears perk up, because, oh, you must be on the side of Set. And we've been fighting them for a long time. And here's what you need to know about Set that you may not know. He wasn't always our op. He wasn't always our op. Set grew prideful. He thought he knew. Let me tell you something. People get comfortable with you, and they start forgetting who you are. Right? I have a song in a sermon. You go listen to it, Faise One, the sermon. I say, don't think I can't walk on that water just because I swam with you. You see me swimming. He said, oh, he must be one of. No, I'm not one of you. All right? Bodhisattvas have the choice. We can stay and keep helping you, or we can leave. What have I been doing? Every time I get a chance, you see me at war with the industry. Let me tell you what they keep trying to use. And they don't know how. What they're saying is prophetic. They say, all he wants is clout. Right? He going for clout. If anybody know me, you know I play on them words. Okay? But what did Jesus teach? He said, yo, you're going to put down your fishing rods and become fishers of men. Go out and find the souls of the people and bring them, okay, to solid ground. Clout is fish. You feel what I'm saying? And you said, I'm going for the fish. You damn right. And let me tell you something else about it. They don't want anybody to align themselves with clout or attention unless you're working with Shaitan. Then they'll help you. If you're Umar, listen, if you're Umar Johnson, yeah, they'll salute you. They want you to have clout. They never say he's clout chasing. You're 19 Keys, they'll salute you. They'll never say you're clout chasing. When certain things happen, viral moments, and these niggas get on there and start talking about the viral incident, 19 Keys had an opinion about J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. What does that have to do with people's souls?
Right.
What does that have to do with higher level conversations?
Right.
You're a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. What's going on with them wheels? What's going on with them UFOs and the people that drive them? Not beings, people. Let's talk about it. Or be quiet. What are you talking about, J. Cole and Kendrick? You're 19 Keys. What are you talking about? about. You say, Faise, didn't you talk about it? Go listen to what I said. Go listen to what I said. So I'm not saying the viral moments I don't address. What I'm saying is, if you've really been paying attention, I've created these viral moments. I brought these I mentioned these people and mentioned these events before they happen, and then I come around full circle and explain to you what is. And then I say it in the songs about what I said. I put a hex on these niggas, my pot blazing. Right? I said, y'all beefing because I say, you're not listening. The dragon will fall. He doesn't prevail. You're not listening. You feel me? So they'll keep yelling the Clout thing, but they don't want you to have the attention that they have. Know the game so that you don't get killed. I said, oh man, I ain't gonna go. Listen, let me tell you something. You think I'm clout chasing now, you haven't seen anything. You think I'm clout chasing now, you haven't seen anything. You lucky that they had to give me a break with the voice. You think I'm clout chasing now, you haven't seen anything. Because I know how to make it be that the shade room looks crazy for not posting me. I know how to do that. You think it's clout chasing now until you look around and you say, damn, you saw what 6ix9ine was doing? I can do that. But I can do that on a whole different levels. What 6ix9ine was doing compared to what I know how to do was very little. And we've been gearing up for that moment where these people will have, people are going to be asking like, yo, what do you think about this? What do you think about what Faise One did? They're going to hate it. We know how to get attention. So don't let people play you out of the conversation of attention when that's all this is about. When Jesus was teaching, he went and stood up on that mountain and said, gather around, hear ye, hear ye. Or he would just start teaching. Some days Pops would be on the land and he'd be walking and talking. Next thing you know, a crowd is coming together. That's what happens when we speak. So don't ask me about the Clout thing. That's little people conversation. It's yes, to answer your question, yes, about Clout. If you're asking that, yeah, it's 100% about Clout, right? Not what you think it is. Some of y'all think Clout mean that we just want people to look at us for some reason. No, it was going to happen anyway. But we know how to make it be that them same niggas are saying Clout, they don't realize you're under my post. Why are you here? You don't know that you're here because I pulled you here. You were wherever you were, doing whatever you were doing. Now you know who I am. I know what to do. And we align with certain ones of these star names and all of this stuff. And we send attacks and hits at the same beings that have been distracting you. So you want to learn magic and how to protect yourself, start with respect. Respect that, let's say, if you were to meet Jesus, a Christian today, if y'all were to meet him, most of y'all would hate him. Most of you would want him crucified. Most of you would say he was a blasphemer. And then all we ask, so you say blaspheme, okay, well, the etymology of blaspheme is to say speaking in a way that causes harm, right? Or to do evil speaking. Go look it up. So if I'm doing blaspheming or fiending or blaspheming in any type of way, femi or femi, am I doing that? Then tell me, what am I saying that's causing you to be harmed? What am I saying that's hurting you? I'm not blaspheming. I'm reminding you. All right, this didn't happen for no reason. Y'all know I get on here. I don't listen. We're gonna keep speaking. Uma, you know, we're gonna keep talking.
You see me,
you know what I mean? Because I know we got on here with it, but then it just get to moving.
Yeah,
all right,
it's cool. You see me, I don't mind. I'm just sitting here working.
And I appreciate you. All of you magicians, all of you orators, all right, all of you heroes. Come, all our heroes. We already got Kamala Harris. All right, come, all our heroes. All right, it's time because they got people sleepy like Joe, and they've been using that Biden. All right, and trying to spear people and keep them bleeding out to the point where they don't know how to stand anymore. But the Trump has been blown. You with me? Pick your wand up. Don't be afraid. And if you get scared, just like they say, if you scared, go to church. And I'm not being funny because people don't ask me, like, yo, I've been looking into this, looking into that. I got a lady her name is, I can't remember what her name was, but no, I think her name was Paul, something like that, Pauline. And I said, that's interesting, right? And he was like, what should I do? I said, go to church. She telling you should go to church, go. He said, but how am I going to go to church? And people are saying, you know, the Jesus, white devil, that. I said, listen, don't listen to them. Go. You go to church and you see if there's a message for you. Because one thing I know, the person who is the most conscious, all this other spirituality, you go to church, you're going to get a message. Especially the black church. Not to be funny. You go there, they're going to say something to you that connects to you. And as general as they might make it, it still might have been exactly for you in that moment. It's time for you to hear it. If you get scared, go to church. If you feel that something is too big for you, all right, step back. Step back. That's it. Because we already gave you, there are certain orders in your genetics that you can tap into. Remember your praying grandmother, they said. Remember her? All right, you can still call on her. You know that? You can still, and when that thunderstorm come through, turn them lights off. Turn that TV off. Turn your phone off. Hit your forehead and be quiet. And if you need to, cry. All right? You need to learn how to feel again the elements. You need to learn how to feel what they're saying to you. They'll speak, and most people can't hear. Them storms speak. The rain, hail, sleet, snow, that is your realm saying something to you. And they trying to say, like, who's listening? Remember your grandmother? Turn that TV off. God is talking. And you had to. When no such thing as grandmama house. You sitting there laughing and playing around when it's storming. No, not only is she teaching you how to hear, she needs to hear. So when you saw her sitting in that rocking chair, she was listening. You might not have known why she was rocking, but she's listening to what's being said. And when you heard your grandmama and them outside in the AM singing, okay, what you thought was Negro spirituals, listen to the word, Negro spirituals. You know what I mean? Niggas just now becoming spiritual. You know, they were singing Negro spirituals while dealing with the state of being prisoners of war, being up under the rod of the devil daily. They still got out there and sang. And you trying to figure out why the masses was popping up with leprosy and all kinds of stuff. You know, what happens when you come together and sing? What happens when you remember your tones? So in the church, it's the same way. You just don't do it the same way. You go to an altar. You know what I mean? Take me to the king. You know what I mean? Take me to the altar. Right? It's the same thing. Some people just have a smaller altar in the corner in their house. You know what I mean? But you go to the altar. You sing spiritual songs. You chant. You praise. You come together in what's referred to as a congregation. All right? The word egregor is right in it.
Where
You
they
deal
give
with
all their energy to them.
You got the pulpit, right? I say it like that for a reason, okay? Because the pool is a lake of fire, by the way, if you don't know. And the pit is what they also, same thing, lake of fire, all right, or associated with it, where they said they were going to cast the beast into. You understand? And the pastor, who's saying he surpassed you, he called himself the reverend. He wants you to revere him, all right? It's only when that reverence ends, reverend, that you'll remember you didn't need the middleman. You didn't need pastor to talk to God. You didn't need to pay tithes or get tied down or connected to any of that. Yo, step outside of the church sometimes and you'll realize how much they're taking from you.
Yep.
But if you're scared, let me tell you something. I'm showing you a science. If you're scared, go and see. They'll give you encouragement, right? If you feel, here goes science. Some of y'all may not want to hear this, and some of y'all probably confused, like, where's he going with this? I'm telling you, watch. You wake up and you feel you're under spiritual attack, which is what I was about to speak on, right? Play gospel music, right? There's a gospel song called I Told the Storm. Play it. Open the windows, right? Light candles. Get you some white candles, all right? White candles, something powerful about white candles is even if you don't know your intention, all right, the white candle is a neutral color and it's able to channel whatever intention you need. Black too, okay, but I encourage people to use white, all right, so other beings ain't able to move through that candle. Because if you don't know your intention, you need to use white, all right? Right? Light that white candle, put it in the windowsill, let that window up, all right, and play that song and just walk around. Some of y'all don't use sage. For some reason, they convinced you that sage is demonic. All right, you need to ask them people, then why would God create it?
Well, that Jack.
Huh?
Well, peace, love, and light, Jack. And then I see Jack Knight is here. That's why
Yo,
I
my
said
dad
peace.
just mentioned him.
Who, Jack Knight?
Yeah, my dad just mentioned him. He told me a story about the Ancestral law days.
Oh, because he's one of the disciples. That's why.
Yeah. I think he said young disciples. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why.
he would. Yeah, that's hey.
I was
That's all
about
I
to
got to
say
say.
he's a top songwriter, very good songwriter. Somebody that I think I had tried to connect y'all before. I think
That's interesting. Yeah, Bodie just mentioned you, Jack. He just mentioned you. He didn't have anything negative to say. He talked about how you withstood the test of times,
yeah.
and Pop came through with that message for you. You know what I mean? in that envelope. Yeah, it's a few people who've been tested and they didn't make it, and they didn't hold on to the rope. All right. So key thing for everybody who's been listening, right, is remember to be in tune with the elements, right? Don't hesitate to get back into them sciences, and don't go dark. All right. Just don't go dark. It's not for everybody to do that. Okay. When you hear me saying stuff like warlock and all this stuff, just know warlock really means monster, and also know warlock means oath breaker. Okay. So in order for somebody to be a warlock, they had to be associated with something where there was some type of oath. Okay. So before you start going around calling yourself certain things because you hear me saying it, all right, really learn what you're saying, because you may be stepped to one day. And I'm not talking about just by a person. You know what I mean? You might be tested. And if you're not able to show and prove, listen, like I told y'all in that round where they literally had the angel of death on standby, because he was being told that it was about to be my time that day. And I woke up, right? Let's finish it and then we get up out. I get up out, right? I woke up, you know what I'm saying?
No,
From that experience, I don't even want to really call it a dream because I know better. I got up and something said, yo, sage the room. Sage the room. The room was enclosed. All right. I was going to open the door, but they said no, because whatever was in there, if it would have went out into the rest of my house, I knew whatever that was, it was too potent, and the people in my house would not have been able to handle it. Right. So I couldn't open the door. Right. All I could do was open the window, but it still had to be ushered out. I'm looking for the sage. I don't know what a sage is. Right. So I finally found the sage. The sage was in Mrs. Faise's stash, which I found out later it wasn't really sage. I still don't really know what it was, but it was in the stash. I went to go get it, right? And I'm saging, and I even went around to Mrs. Faise. I started saging. And some say, yo, hey, be cautious. So I started to sage. Immediately when I started to sage, she woke up, right? And she was like, yo, why you touching my stuff? Da, da, da. Listen, and disclaimer, this ain't nothing. I'm not speaking anything negative on Mrs. Faise. I'm still reminding y'all, when they get to moving, okay, when you one of the ones, you know what's happening, but most people don't know what's happening, right? So she's like, what are you doing? Da, da, da. But something told me before I went over there, yo, don't sage her. Because let me tell you something about sage. If you sage people while they're resting, okay, anything that's inside of the person will activate, okay? This is a rare science a lot of people don't know. You sage somebody while they're resting, okay, whatever is in there will activate. And another thing, if you want to know who you're dealing with, okay, look at them while they're resting. If you want to know the true soul, another rare science. If you want to know what's really inside of a person, when they're resting, look at their face, okay? Because that's when all of the representatives and all this, everything that they've been putting on, all that goes away. And if you really want to know what, not only what a person is, who they are, what they're dealing with, see how they're resting if they're near you. And some people rest real aggressively. Some people rest like some people get heavier. You know, people get heavy in their sleep. All right. All of the light that they've been putting on, all that's gone. It's just whatever that is. And let me tell you something, just where I'm getting at. Okay, so she got up. She's like, yo, what you doing? Da, 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 da. I'm like, damn it, because I didn't listen. Some said, don't do that, right? Because I'm knowing that how they even moving. So I just went to her up and try to put the shit back. She got up like, yo, I got my stuff, da, 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 da. And I'm looking around, still paying attention to the fact I can't open this door. I'm still trying to do all of this quick enough that it doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they trying to do. So long story shorter, it became whatever it was sat on her shoulders. And we in the middle of the room. By now, my sister had just pulled up to the house. My niece is there. Everybody's starting to get up now because I've been up in that AM. Whatever it was sat on her shoulder. And I don't want to say incarnate because it's different. It wasn't possessed because it's different, but it did attach. And we standing in the middle of the room. And I'm looking leagues into her eyes. And she get to saying something, whatever it was, I waved it out and said, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to them. I'm looking deep into her eyes, right? And I even could see where she was. And I said, yo, I said, it's not going to work. I said, it's not going to work. I said, heads will roll. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you how deep it get. When all of that ended up, it was about to be a shatter moment. Here's what I did. I'm writing something up and I said, yo, I said, it's magic. That's what all of this was. Somebody did magic. And whoever it was, they showed me people standing around a pot. It was a lot of them. So what I did was I stopped whatever I was writing up. I reversed it and I sent it back. And what would have happened didn't happen. Everything else went smoothly the rest of that day. You know what I'm saying? So for those of you who wanted to get into stuff like this, you got to know when to step beyond your human self and channel that which knows more about this realm than you do. And that takes a lot of acceptance. That takes a lot of it. Like when we got on the live about Sabotage, when certain conversations were coming up, I say, you know what? We're going to bring it back to the center. Like what just happened when we brought up Rod Hayes. I say, you know what? We're going to bring it back to the center. In the center, that's when they can see for you and help you and say, look, navigate this way. Do this, do that. Right? Hey, open the windows. Don't open the door. Yeah, anybody know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, Uma? Where you get to, they get to telling you what to do. And sometimes you have to be able to hear. If you can only hear yourself, you'll crash out. Let me tell you what would have happened if I only heard myself, right? Because to be one of the ones, you got to know you got familiar with you, okay? You're not always making the decision. Sometimes you're listening for the guidance, your guides, your guardians. Some of y'all call them spirit guides.
That's
right?
why I do divination. It's easier to do divination.
So if I didn't listen, the union probably would have split, and it wouldn't have been either of our faults. It would have been whoever did the magic using them beings to come through. Why do they want to target unions? They'll break up families.
Oh yeah.
They'll break up relationships.
Oh yeah.
Right? They'll break up work partnerships. It ain't always, intimate relationships that they come and do it to. But they try to isolate you, get you by yourself. Okay? Then your guard is down. And when, especially with relationships, if they crack something before it was time, then your heartstrings are pulled. Like Uma was saying earlier, they want you depressed. They want you stuck there. And I constantly remind even Mrs. Faye, I say, look, we gonna do this. We gonna get the language out. They don't want her to teach the language. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't want her to teach the language. Why? Because they're not teaching the language. You feel me? They're trying to keep everything in-house. They don't want her to teach the language. They don't want her to put the tones out. They don't want a lot of things that we're putting out there to be done. So key thing is, right? Well, I was talking about with the eyes and all, we're gonna bring it back around. My brothers been doing fasts, right? And I was telling my brothers, like, yo, look people in their eyes when you shake their hand. Right? One of my brothers called it immediately. Another one of my brothers, I had to get him on a few times, say, yo, why you not looking me in my eye? Right? To call him forth. The last time I dapped my brother up, which was a few days ago, right? He looked me right in my eyes. I said, yo, see? I said, see that fasting? See how you've been? Because you, listen, he's exuding or emitting a purer light. And my brothers are getting more active in the green light, and it's spreading to other people around them. And I salute them because my brothers are not bad people. My Umi didn't give birth to any bad children or any bad seed. We got our fathers in us and we got our mother in us. So we got our own decisions to make in our life. But I salute them because they're making the decision. So for all of you magicians, come forth. All of you orators, helpers of the light, come forth. Whoever you were, go listen to my song, Raise Your Frequency. Whoever you were before today, you can't do anything about that. If you want to change who you are, or if you want to find out who you are, or if you want to claim who you are, all right? Change what you do.
Yep.
That's it. Change what you do. That's why when I call people forth, I say, yo, we're going to see what you do. That's me saying, if it's in your nature to make a change, you will. You feel what I'm saying? So all of you orators, helpers of the light, orators, come forth, okay? People like Uma, all of you who are doing works, we see you, all right? You already know. He's already told you he's coming home. And people don't know why this happened. Only those who know what this test was about. But you have to go back. You have to go back to Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You got to stream back through Prophet Muhammad. You got to stream back through Asa. You got to stream back through Elijah. You got to really go down the line all the way back to Prophet Adam. Okay? And then connected to the Egyptian stories. Dr. York told you how to do that. Noah in Africa. You know what I mean? Mesopotamian, Utnapishtim. All right,
Mm-hmm.
don't let anybody play you out of that, because we gave you every story we could to tell the same story. Anunnaki,
Absolutely.
Natharu, Orisha. Come on now,
Mm-hmm.
we give you everything.
Right. It's
This
like,
is
how much more can we
right.
tell?
This is your moment of truth.
Definitely, Pete. No, for sure. Like, I mean, at this point, it's really just all about them accepting themselves. You know what I mean? Like you said, it start with self-awareness, knowing your change and what you want to do in life and where you want to go in life. All of that plays a part, even for your path. I tell people, even when they get into Ifa or Voodoo, they also have the ability to see your future. All these little things, they're very helpful, when we start to learn our original system to benefit us long term. um it starts with your grandma too. Learn your ancestors, learn the people that you come from, learn who you are. The only way you're going to learn who you are is from learning from the people that you come from also. Because remember, they make up of you.
Right,
So it
right,
really just all starts with self-awareness. Everything starts with that.
right.
Yeah.
Align yourself, like she said, with yourself and with other powerful people, and they don't always have to be right there in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
I know, just off of experience, I've told y'all this before. I didn't meet Mrs. Faise for no reason. She's a powerful person, and a lot of times they want the powerful ones of us to help Amber. You know what I'm saying? It's like, imagine you can lift 500 pounds, okay? And somebody trying to move stuff out of their house. They want you to help them clear their house out. And all their items is like 20 pounds. They definitely want you because you can pick up a lot more stuff than a person who can
Mm-hmm.
only lift 2 pounds.
Thanks.
You can pick up a lot of 20-pound items if you can lift up to 500.
Mm-hmm.
Amber light is not as powerful as emerald. It's just not.
No, it's not.
The same way, you know what I mean, when it comes to flames and fire, blue light or blue flames, all right, are hotter than orange, yellow, and red flames. So you could burn more. You can get more work done if you get what I'm explaining. Don't ever sleep on your power. Don't ever sleep on it. If you don't like how things are going, whoever I'm talking to right now, in this reality, get active and be
Mm.
smart, because you get one chance to be who you are right now.
Yeah.
Get active and be smart. The music industry, you don't like how it's going? Get active.
Do your
You
own.
with me?
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Sebi
Right.
had a problem with how they were running their ship. He did something about it. Okay?
Yeah.
Even if it costs you your life. Like I told you, when I was in a vehicle with the brother, the lift with the brother, he recognized me. I'm like, damn, I got to stop doing this. I got to stop telling people who I am, because everybody recognizing me. He said to me while listening to one of my songs, after it played, actually, he was like, you saying some big shit. Like, you popping some big shit on some big people. And what I say to him, I immediately jumped in. I said, and it's probably going to cost me my life.
Mm.
It's probably going to cost me my life. And he got quiet after that, because he thought
Mm.
I no disrespect to the brother, but he thought he about to tell me something. I said, and it's probably going to cost me my life. I said, yet, what else am I supposed to do? This is going to be my life. You know what I mean? I said, I'm living, I'm dying and living behind it. So find your purpose, okay? Find your rhythm, find your purpose. And once you find it, don't ever drift, all right? Because one day you'll get it. Somebody had to, like your Nat Turners, if you know these types of beings that they put out, right? They dedicated their life to a cause. Even if they saw a sign or whatever it was, people trying to say that, he still dedicated his life to a cause, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Your father, Dr. Melikazi York, okay, who is the master to me, all right, dedicated his life to a cause. He knew what would come with it. Go listen to
Oh, yeah.
persecution of the righteous, or
Yeah, he know.
persecution of the leaders.
Yeah, he
He
knew.
knew.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Have some courage, y'all, because it don't mean that just because you started to do this, it's going to go wrong or something's going to happen to you. No, have courage and think about what it will mean for people 300 years down the line.
Well,
What
like
is it going to
what
mean?
I tell people,
Go ahead.
You know, what kingdom do you know was actually given back to the people it was stolen from? Let's really think about that. You know, we expecting people to just give us our stuff back. It ain't gonna happen. We really need to, like you said, we need to get some courage
Right.
going on out here, because these men walking around in dresses, they ain't
Mm,
gonna do it. Period.
mm. And what Pop said, he said, I don't need the bitching men.
You don't. I don't need no
Stand up,
bitching
y'all.
man.
Don't be afraid. And salute to every soldier. And anybody who
Facts.
stand on truth, y'all don't have no problem with me. I know brothers in the NOI don't got no issue with me, because they know I don't have no issue with the NOI. You know what I mean? I know
Mm-hmm.
brothers Masons, they still rock with me, even though I reveal, even though we're not supposed to. They still rock with me because they know I don't have no issue with Masonry. Okay? What I have an issue with is what we could be doing and we're not doing. So please don't come on my platforms or come to my people or slander and say what I'm not doing. Look at what I am doing and
Mm-hmm.
look at what I'm fighting to be able to have done. If I'm calling people out who have the ability to do something, it's like if something is laying on an old lady, let's say some weight laying on an old lady, all right, and I can't lift it by myself. And you see all these men standing around, and I'm saying, yo, y'all need to help me, man. Look, she's dying. You know what I'm saying? Let's help this old lady. Help me lift it up. And all they keep doing is saying what I'm not doing. And you see me straining, and you see me lifting, and they call y'all over here to look at me lift this, and all y'all have to
Mm-hmm.
do is throw stones at me while I'm lifting this thing. You with me, man? I could cry right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You see me saying, this is the reason why I'm lifting it. I'm not doing this for no reason. And we say, yo, she's dying under here. Help me. And you won't help me lift it. It's like, how could you down me when you got all these
Yeah.
people out here that have the ability, probably
To
could
do
lift
it.
more, and they won't help.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't even
Mm-hmm.
need me. All they could have just come together. I didn't even have to be here, and they could have done it.
Really.
But you see me lift this,
Literally.
and you telling the youngest of us, right, that I need to be quiet or I need to be careful when I'm speaking. You know what I mean? When y'all are doing nothing. And the work you
Yeah.
think you're doing, this lady
Ain't
is
doing
still
shit.
under all of this weight. And I'm over here straining, say, yo, all I need, 2 people, 4 people, 1 person, somebody, come stand on this other side and just help your brother lift this, okay? Because this young lady or this elder, okay, from where I'm from, we call it young ladies or young
Mm-hmm.
men. The elders are called young, okay, where I'm coming from. This young lady is being crushed, and she has everything we need, okay, to be able to birth a new nation. Let's make sure she survives. You with me?
Shit.
So all the real ones don't have a problem with me. Everybody else, all you the 19 Keys people, Steve, all y'all niggas, listen, I'm telling you right now on record, I still don't have no individual issue with y'all. All right. I just know works when I see them, because I saw, if listen, blame Dr. York. Blame the fact that he really did work in his life and is still doing work. Blame him. All right. Blame my parents for having the audacity to raise me up in right knowledge. Okay. Blame everybody who actually showed me that I don't have to stand by and let Shaitan take this realm over. Blame them. Okay. And in the meantime, while you blaming them, just say what you want to say. Don't overlook any of our works. All right. Because it's our works that are going to form this new reality that everybody keep claiming they're ready for.
Mm-hmm.
You with me? Other
Mm-hmm.
than that,
I'm
I'm not
ready.
here to make any friends. Like I told the brother, you want to know why I say stuff for the record? Why I say stuff like, "Oh, I'll probably lose my life behind it." I'm gonna give you the science behind it so you'll know. Because some people probably like, no, don't speak that. You don't know what you're talking about. So let me help you. We control whether we lay our life down or pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do. We'll tell you when we're about to leave. We'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll tell you when we're not about to leave. You'll see it in our works.
Shit.
Okay, but it's
You think
our life to lay down and our life to take it up. Sound familiar? I was
I
going
was
to
gonna
get on the
say,
plane because I knew that plane was going down until a message came through to me from the Most High. So, Mari, you are loved. That was the answer that I was looking for. I said, there's no love here. Everybody was so invested in what they were doing. All right, to the point where it's like nobody can see. And I was ready. I'm still ready, by the way. It's just that, they telling me to do certain things. I'm doing it. But I was going to get on the plane knowing that plane was going to go down. They showed me the plane going down. I knew it was going down. I knew when it was going to happen, how it was going to happen. And because that message came through my dad, by the way, I didn't get on the plane. And the plane didn't go down, but it would have gone down if I got on it. You understand? This is how we know. So we're not afraid of that. We know it's coming one day. All we saying is, look, do you love your life that much? You love your life that much, you're not going to think about the children? You love your life that much that you're not going to do what our ancestors did? Our ancestors, all of our ancestors, thought about the future.
They fought for the
They
future.
fought.
Yeah, they fought to make sure that you're still here so that their bloodline can still live
Continue.
on. So that they can reincarnate through you.
Y'all so afraid
People don't
about what
understand. It's so bigger than that.
They so afraid about what man is going to do. No, I'm afraid about what God is going to do. If I have fear of anything, it's the Most High. Yeah, I'm afraid about what happens when we don't do what we're supposed to do. I'm not afraid about mankind and their ego and their blood, you know what I mean, and their ability to be destroyed like nothing. They say you could, live like gods. You're gonna die like men. So don't think that when I speak on death, it's a negative thing. I never intended it to be. Okay, it's not negative. It's a beautiful thing. That's what they want to threaten you with, and then you get to control that and say, you know what? How about this? So I cut him off. If I didn't cut him off and say that, he would have kept telling me that I need to be cautious and careful. We're not trying to hear that. He said, yo, you know you coming for some big people, and I'm probably going to lose my life about it. And he got quiet. Yeah, I said, I'm going to probably lose my life. And when I got out of his car, before I closed the door, I said, listen, family. And he turned around because he was quiet. I said, listen. I said, they don't call us home until it's our time. We don't leave until it's time. Don't let people treat death as a threat. All right? Everybody has to go. That's definite. Own your life. That's owning your death. Live your life on purpose.
Fear nothing.
You want to know how you want to know how you can live a better life? Don't fear death. You want to know how you can go about not fearing death? Live a better life.
Yep.
Did somebody catch that? All right, we passing
don't live
around
your
the plate.
Don't live your life in fear.
we passing the plate around.
Make
sure y'all put something in the plate.
Huh?
Now we passing the ties plate around at this moment. Make sure everybody put something in the plate. Put your money in. Do I need to say that again? If you want to listen, if you want to live a better life, don't fear death.
No, you don't.
And if you want to not fear death, live a better life.
Yeah.
Listen, you walking around outside, okay? Anything can happen. But you prayed that day. However you pray. You meditated. All right. You cleansed the self. You forgave your trespassers. All right. You with me? You were graceful. You laid an offering. You touched the dirt. Okay. You hugged a child. You spoke love to your mate. All right. At the end of the day or the beginning of the day, whichever one it is, if you want to not fear it when it comes, live to the point where Pop said this. I think that's where it's coming from. It might be him, because he has a saying that says, "Live each day as if it were your last."
As if it were last.
And it just dawned on me right now.
No.
Right?
No, that's true. That is exactly what he used to say.
Live each day as if it were your last. So, like my dad said, Bodhi said in the teaching that he did, the calling that he did on Young Elders platform, he said, why is Faise One here? He said, Faise One isn't here to hurt anybody. He's just going to make sure people know what time it is. You with me? One day I'll be gone, and it's going to be a beautiful thing, because I know, here's what I'm so grateful about. I could scream right now. I would, but my voice wouldn't recover at this point. I'm grateful for this, right? If y'all don't hear me now, you will hear me when I leave. That's what I am grateful about. That sometimes it takes for us to leave for you to realize how much we've been saying. That's simple.
That's what he used to say. You never know what you got until it's gone.
Until it's gone. You with me? Like I said in the pop song, I said, now I look out of the world. I'm looking at this world now, and I see why we needed him. We got all these impersonators trying to kick it, but bitch, ain't nobody succeeded him. You feel what I'm saying? Look at how much of a hole his absence has created. not just in place, but in time.
But look, and then not only that, through all the years that he's been teaching, no one has done anything as far, as much for our people as he's done.
Mm-hmm.
And even with all of with all of their resources and all of that, they're still not doing anything for the community. That's what people don't see. You know what I'm saying? They see the smoke and mirrors, the little shit. Oh yeah, we trying to do this, we trying to do that, and with all of their resources y'all have not done shit yet. Come on.
And Pops will put out more information in 1 week than they put out in a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not exaggeration.
And then they'll slander my father.
They'll slander him. Pops has he's written multiple books that could easily be compared to El Quran or the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
He's written multiple books, right? Where one of those books, if you just read one of them, you would have enough information, which is what these niggas did, to build a whole mission and whole career and whole purpose if you just wanted to fabricate one.
Yeah,
that's what these niggas did. So he was even saying it in the public eye. He said no one's put out this much information.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, again, so I know what it's all about. We have Pops with us. That's Pops to me. That's Uma York's actual biological father. He's Baba to some people. He's Raboni to certain people. He's a husband to certain people. He's a cousin to certain people, a brother to certain people. You know what I mean? He's somebody to everybody, even if you don't know him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Just remember this. I never made it about me. That's why I was so disappointed in Tyba Jet. You know what I mean? My thing is, I be expecting so much more of people. And I expect spiritual people to be spiritual, right?
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, if you're spiritual, why you can't discern? I kept saying the same thing. I said, yo, discern about me. Just discern about me. You know what I mean? Even in a teacher with young elder, I said, well, since you're saying you're going to tell Pops, how about tell him this? I said, matter of fact, I stopped in the middle of it. I said, he not trying to hear that shit.
He not.
He's
not trying to hear that shit.
I said,
Pops he don't want to hear that shit.
He not trying to hear all that. I said, bro, just want to come home.
He dead ass said it in the last thing. He's like, I'm not trying to hear any of this stuff. I'm not trying to hear I don't want to hear nothing you people got to tell me. What do y'all have in regards to
when
my
he
updates?
Say that?
Recently, last week. He was like, he said, I don't want to hear nothing.
No, I'm saying like really like how did you hear that?
It was last week. It was a recording. I have the recording.
Wow.
He was like, I don't want to hear nothing, none of this stuff y'all people keep telling me, all these random people coming up. He was like, all I want to know is when are y'all getting me out?
Yo, that is so crazy.
All he want to know.
You want to know why that's crazy? Because less than a week ago, listen, my right hand's to the Most High. I didn't hear that. I never heard this, and I hope you would help me be able to hear that. Right? If you could send that recording to me, I really appreciate that. Right? I said on the call, I stopped in the middle of it. I said, he not trying to hear that. I said, all he trying to hear is when he coming home, what's the next update or the next step so that he can have clarity. I said, mental clarity before he go back to that cell or whatever. I said, that's all he's trying to hear.
That's all he want to know.
He not trying to hear anything else.
Majority of the shit them niggas be coming to him with, he don't be wanting to hear that shit.
Yeah, but I was telling Type of J, I said, I get it. I said, the type of shit that you want to tell him, like, I'm going to tell Baba. Type of stuff you want to tell him, that's the type of stuff you call your man when he at work.
Right.
When he at work on his break.
Right.
No disrespect to the sisters. Y'all know sisters. You just, y'all just, sometimes y'all get to talking and they be like, okay. And we listen because, it's interesting, actually. Niggas be wanting to hear that, like, when they on a break or when they in the car on the way, we'll listen.
Not doing shit.
But not when they've done 22 years.
Right.
All he want to hear, and I really feel it moving through my body right now that you said that. I really appreciate you saying that. I really want to hear him on that, whatever that recording is. I really want to hear that because when those moments happen, that's the confirmation. This wasn't a rehearsed call, none of that. Me and her didn't talk about this before we got on this live. No. I literally said exactly what Pop said, and that's what I be telling y'all. How many times
I'm gonna be honest
happen?
with you, they've been telling me they don't want people having some of these recordings because they said a lot of these recordings that's out and about, they were like, a lot of these recordings were illegally recorded.
Yeah.
So some of these recordings is also getting him in trouble. So if any recordings that I give, I can't put it out there.
Okay, yeah. All you gotta do is tell me some I was just telling my dad this because he was like, yo, I don't want you to go, because everybody got used to me coming out and just telling everything. So I said, look, when it comes to me, all you gotta do is say, this ain't for everybody. And I keep it sealed. Just out of respect for people saying that. I did it for Sabotage. I've done it for you. I've done it for everybody. You know I'm gonna tell. But if you tell me, yo, for me to be able to get the confirmation, I will hold it back and not put it out. That's just off of the strength of me knowing that I can take that same science of what's revealed and reveal the science and not have to put out what you're telling me or release what you're telling me not to tell.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Because those videos, those little tiny videos that's on social media and stuff like that, they've been getting him in trouble because, they've been questioning like, how is it that he has tapes that's out and stuff like that. And they're hearing his voice. They know it's his voice. They already know which recording, who recorded it, all of this stuff. These people, they monitor him 24/7. That's what these people they forget to realize that he's being monitored 24/7. So when they're coming in there doing shit, for their personal gratification, that all of that has an effect on him.
That's why I was confused.
Yeah.
When
All of that shit has an
Sabotage
effect
said
on
what she said, she told me not to say that shit. I'm like, why? I literally was commenting. I'm like, why?
You talking about with him having access to social
Yeah,
media, right? Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That was some bullshit.
I'm like, why did you? I literally was so shook because I remember them telling me, because as soon as she sent me that message, I'm like, okay, well, then the next person I'm finna have to swing swords toward is her because she don't really know. But they were like, no, don't do it like that. One of the reasons why they said it, they said it'll turn into a sabotage campaign.
It is.
I'm like, yo, but she told me don't say certain things.
But she's the one going around sabotaging.
Why would she?
That's why people
say. Why would she say that?
Are saying that. That's why people are saying that she's been the one sabotaging stuff, including my father has said the same thing, that she goes around just sabotaging everything that is in the works for him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man.
Yeah, man. Look, here's what I know. It's all good because they got the right people on it now. You know what I mean? We the right ones on it, and never forget the spiritual side of this. And they told me don't conclude with Sabotage, like I say, because one of the things she was like, she said, I just don't trust you, brother. You might not be a bad person. Da da da. She, I don't trust you. One thing I can say, I respect where she coming from, even though something in my body, something in my whole essence and being is like, be wary. No, sometimes pops will move with certain people knowing who they are because they'll be able to do a certain thing. So I told her, whatever the disagreement was, misunderstanding, it wasn't enough to steer me away. We still right here. And she need to know this. I'm not going nowhere anyway. I'm not here like for you. I'm not going anywhere. Pops will be home. I mean, this is my life. So if people want to know when you gonna stop, this is my life. I'll be 80 years old. Okay? I'll be right here on the same live. Say the same thing. You know what I mean? Because they gave him 135 years. Pops will be 170 years old. You know what I mean? If this was a situation, and I'd still be on here. You know what I mean? Only thing people don't know is what you're expecting not to happen has either already happened or it's about to happen way sooner than you think.
Or it's gonna happen.
They don't expect to see him. People are going to literally piss on themselves. They don't expect to ever see him. And this is why we're laughing. Because again, it's probably already happened. Go ahead, Uma.
I was about to say that's really what these people are preying off of. They looking at him as a come up. And they don't see him as they don't see him as a person that's gonna come out, but they see him as a good resource for them to keep collecting money.
Keep taking from. Exactly.
That's it. That's why I said in one breath, it's weird how they, his family could say, oh, we need help, but then they want to trash his family. But as soon as a scam artist say, hey, I want to help him, then they quick to just help them. That's why that's the reason why I don't be on social media like that. Cause I'd be like, yo, these people but they mind is on a different level. That's like as if like give me an example. I'm gonna give you an example. That's like if you going through some shit with your pops,
Right.
right? And you like, yo, I need some help, or I need to see whatever I could do to try to get certain things done and stuff like that. And people come to you like, nah, we can't really help you. We helping somebody else for your father, and they ain't even
Right.
nobody related to you. You like, wait, what the
Mm-hmm.
who like make it make sense. And I get the fact that my family, they've already you know, made my family out to be this nasty people, but let's be for real, this man has over 100 children.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Over 100 children. Y'all can't tell me all his kids is bad. Just because you got that one kid that might have did well, there's a couple of them, but you know, the one that's in the media that has done stuff. There's still over 50 kids that are experiencing a whole bunch of bad things that they don't know about. You know, I let young elder talk to my brother Moody the other day. And I mean, when he heard his side, he just couldn't believe it. He was just like, yo, I need to get him on my show or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, because people don't understand that his kids go through stuff just as well. People, you know, they think that we just walk around like, oh, la, 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 we willy-nilly. No, this happened to us when we were children. So because we were children, we had to learn to grow numb to not having our father around, you know, and then to have people constantly throwing it in our face is the most disgusting part about it. And these are people that were supposedly there to protect the children, and all they did was throw the children in the street. And then now you see them just out and about begging people to help our father. And it's like, really, if you really wanted to help him, why didn't you help his children?
Mm.
You know, so it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that I look at, and I just it makes me just sit back, you know. I don't know what to do. My father's a prime example to me sometimes of how things could go bad when helping people, if that makes
Mm.
sense. You know,
I
because it's
had them
like,
thoughts some of
geez,
those times. I'm like, pops, they did this to you.
right. Imagine
You,
me. I
you
I
with
ain't
me?
nothing to them. I ain't nothing to them. I'm just a piece of gum on the floor somewhere. You know what I'm
That's why I
saying?
be
And
wary. I'm not gonna hold you. You got to come
yeah.
to me. I'm not coming to people. The Sabians. If I scare easily, the Sabians would scare me. Cause like
Mm-hmm.
even how they be moving, is niggas out here coming up like niggas in the UK. They look like
Mm-hmm.
ghouls and shit
Oh
to
yeah,
me.
I
You,
seen them. These new scam. This
yeah,
scam is
they
popping
look
out
like
the
straight.
woodwork.
Yeah, they look like straight ghouls. And I
Yeah,
be
they
listening to what they
scammers.
saying. I can't even listen to a whole. If I can't listen to your voice, is one thing I pay attention to, right? And
Mm-hmm.
Pop used to say that. He was like, "Yo, listen to niggas' voice. It's a lot in their voice. You can't make it through them talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they be saying certain things that Pops didn't say. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, he never caught it. He got a book, Who Do People Say I Am? And another book where I can't remember exactly the title of it, but it was coupled with that book where he was saying he's not the Messiah. He said,
Yeah,
I'm
there's
not.
been plenty of times he
He
said that
kept saying it. And these niggas coming out and saying
he's
that Pop
the
said
Messiah.
he's a Messiah. And I'm like, what is this? And I do my best not to war with Sabians. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Soybeans.
just simply off the fact that they attach themselves to his name. But it's like, that's fallacy. And
Mm-hmm.
whoever y'all are, that's why I be like, yo, these niggas either the feds or they intentionally just saying stuff for shock value to get views and clout, as people calling it, or whatever the attention is.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one thing to do it with all this other type of stuff that these people be doing it for, but you're playing around with something that's very
You're
serious.
playing with somebody's
Yeah,
life. Playing
because every
with
time
somebody's
they
life.
thought somebody was the Messiah, they rushed in to get rid of him. You with me?
Mm.
And Pops knew that game. And he said, I'm not the Messiah. He said, just like the Messiah. He said, I'll
Mm-hmm.
teach. He said, I'll be thought to be. So if you don't know he said that, where were you?
Who are you people? Who
Who are you?
majority of the people that I see now, I'll be like, who are you
Whose
people?
man's?
You know what I'm
Whose
saying?
man's is this?
I'm, like, you talking about a kid that has been there since Ansar Law community days. I'm like,
Right.
who are you people? There's a lot of people that just pop up out of the woodwork talking about, I was here and I was there. And I'm like, who the fuck are you people?
Right.
Like, really, like literally, really, who are you people? You know, that you don't never see people willing to have people up here that talk, that have been in our community, that actually have been there and seen things. You don't, people don't let them people talk. You know what I'm saying? They don't
Right.
want them around. They just want they want these random new people that come around. And notice something else. Every time you turn around, there's somebody new around and they got somebody's old name.
Mm.
Like, they just be renaming people. So people be like, oh, that's such and so and so. You be like, who? You know how earlier you was like, how you was saying something about Betty, you said her name was something else. I was like, who? And then you said it's Betty, and I was like, oh yeah, I know Betty.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. Like, I've been watching this happen for years, how they just changing people names left and right. People, that's why when I say people name, I literally say people by their real name. That's why I do that, because I'm tired of that shit.
Yeah, because
I've been watching it for too long.
People change their name to avert from what they've done.
Exactly.
Or who they were at one point in time.
Yep. Like that dude Water that calls himself Carefree now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's the same dude that was with Polite, that was when they niggas was trying to kill me. He was right there. Now all of a sudden you down for my pops, and you, come on, man, stop it. You just another person that was trying to come up.
It's interesting because I've seen him, and I ain't gonna say too much on the brother. You know what I mean? It's just my thing is this. I don't have what people have, where you can look at somebody and not know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
I look at people and automatically be like, ooh.
Something about this nigga. Yep, me
you
too.
Feel me? And I, again, out of respect for the order, I don't really be trying to bring the war to the Sabian door. But the same way the Sabians line up, the same way the Hebrew Israelites line up, they be outside doing their lineups. I look through that line and I see all them. I don't see what you wearing. I don't see what you saying. I see you. You feel me?
Person.
So I just remember, and again, I don't know. I know we've had certain, I think he go by Sanan on certain calls. He was on Clubhouse. He called himself Sanan, and he was speaking up on behalf of Dr. York. And I remember, you might remember this. We were on Clubhouse, the same one they try to use for like clickbait now. The call with you and Basil were going at it.
Oh God.
I didn't know
people are using that.
Yeah, you seen it. They put it on YouTube. They had, his name was Duswa, but I didn't know Duswa was Basil, because Duswa was going all around Clubhouse doing debates, right?
Yeah.
Using like the old information from Pops and all this other stuff, and kind of just repeating what Pops was saying. And I come in the aid, and I had to be like, yo, that's incorrect, or that's inaccurate. Let's get that cleared up real quick. You know, we don't go by that. This is not what we never said. We never said it. You know, so I had to clear certain things up. But I thought Duswa was just one of the people. Then I found out he was about some international law, da da da. But when we got on that call, and you got on the call, and you let it be known that that's who that was. If you remember, if not, I'm reminding you, I was on that call, and there was like 4,000 people in the room, somebody, whatever. And I was like, yo, I said, wait a minute. I said, Duswa is Basil? And you were like, yeah, that's Basil, da da da. And you notice I just went quiet for a little bit. On the other side of the phone, I'm talking to my Omi. We looking at each other. I'm like, this nigga Basil? This whole time?
Yep.
And that's how they do. You done learned a whole new name. Because I know about Basil, right? I know about what happened with Basil and Neatful and all this other stuff. And I had to take a deep breath and get back on the mic and act like, you know, what everything I could have said, I tried not to bring that war to him, because we were there for Pops. So I handled that way, because that's what they want to see. They want to see people who supposed to be associated with Pops crashing out, da da da. That's what they want to see. So people who really, like, at that time he was saying he was doing work internationally, da da da. So okay, helping Pops. Yeah, I tried to.
That's when he messed up the thing,
but I didn't know that.
He messed that whole thing up, and we got proof of that thing that he messed up.
Ish told me, he said Ish told me Pops got penalized for that.
Yeah. And not only that, the dude literally made a fake passport picture, a whole fake passport with my pop's mugshot. What kind of shit is that?
So none
Like,
of these people were equipped with international IDs. Like the people who were saying that they was doing all this cyber stuff, they never had international IDs.
nope, not at all. Majority of them still don't to this day.
Why would he call the prison for one and
That's
tell
why
them?
when people would I don't know. Why would any of them call the prison? These people don't know anything about sovereignty status or even having anything about, like, come on, man. Even not for nothing, you know, even that new shit that popped up out the clear blue sky. You know what I'm saying? Niggas' paperwork was not in order. It was just that simple. Like, we was pulling it down like, hey, you got this?
Is that why they
Oh, you
quiet
ain't got that.
now?
You got this? Huh?
Is that why they're quiet now?
Yeah, that's why they quiet. Hell yeah, that's why they quiet. Because we was pulling cards on these people like, oh, okay, well, what's your, okay, fine, you don't want to tell me your real name? Fine, we're going to research your ass. We research you, found out who you are. You know what I'm saying? Okay, documentation. Okay, in regards to this, how did you get this title from this person? Because this person was the original this, and we have actual proof of that. So can you show us the exchange of how that happened? Because according to what we know, it got given to her nephew, and it got turned into a nonprofit organization, which makes it back into non-sovereignty channels. It's a lot of weird shit that was happening, you know, even when it came down to the allodial title, you know, when we had that discussion about the allodial title, it was like, okay, so the allodial title, I said, okay, let me research the allodial title. We researched the allodial title, and I'm not sure if you watched that live before it got deleted. Did you?
I watched it after.
So
I
you
had the
seen that
video.
part. So you seen the part when I start asking about all the names on the allodial title, right?
I think so.
So there
You
was a
name people
part
like Anthony
where I
Evans.
start. No. That's when we talking about the property. Now this is when you know, people wanted to be up there, so I let them be up there.
Right.
You know, like, okay, well, since you're here, let me ask some questions. You know, and when I asked some of the questions, it was like, oh no, I can't talk about this right now. Oh no, we can't have the discussion on this right now. And it's like, why? You came out publicly to the people speaking this, that, and the third. So why aren't you? You know what I'm saying?
That was another
Here
thing. They said that's why I was almost about to go off on Young Elder's show, because I'm like, yo, if this is what they're about to go handle, why they tell everybody?
that part.
Right.
Why?
And he was like, Rod Hayes said he had to make a public address. I said, bro, I that's where you literally watch that. You see me get the shift in this shit. I'm like, that's not how that go.
So this is the crazy part,
Go
right?
ahead.
So in the process of all of that, right? I'm not sure if anybody listened to that live, but when they listened to that live, they specifically said that during the sovereignty, the only thing that they do not have is somebody that is a part of the uncivilized tribes of Native Americans that are registered, right? This is what was stated. They were like, oh, we got all the documents. Only thing we need is someone who is civilized or considered a civilized Native American who's sovereign. So we said, okay, cool. Here's our documents. Here's our documents. What do you need us to do? Oh, we need to do a letter to Trump. Okay, here's the letter to Trump. What else do you need us to do? The letter to Trump got sent out, but the order of release that was supposedly a solidified order of release wasn't put in the document. Come on, man. Who y'all playing with? Like, who y'all playing with? My granddad was in the military. My granddad, let's just say when my granddad passed, it took a long time for us to be able to bury him.
Right.
And there's a process when there's a process of burying war heroes and stuff. So we had to go through the process of contacting Trump to be able to get some of his Purple Heart information and stuff like that, stuff that my granddad did. So that's the only reason why we had the full access to contact these people. Right. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So we basically, everything they asked for, we pulled out. Here you go. What do you need? My mom asked one question. My mom said, "Hey, I know I know that you're I know that you're empress and that you're sovereign and stuff like that, but how come you have not had your coronation before you started calling yourself an empress? And if so, who of the royal family gave you your coronation?"
Right.
Shit got quiet. Then it was, "Oh, your daughter's difficult. I don't know how I could talk to her. She's very hothead and all of this, the norm of what they try to do to me.
It's like
Oh,
everybody
she's
turned on you
too this,
after
she's too that."
they
Huh?
realized you. It seemed like everybody turned on you after they realized you really wasn't like no toy.
Yeah, once they realize, no, because see what it is when people look at me, they're like, "Oh yeah, she looks like somebody I could bullshit around." Like, sure, the pretty bimbo fucking oh, she's a pretty bimbo. Let me see how much I can get past her. And I said that shit to them. I said, "Shit not getting past me at all." I said, and I'm a comb through you motherfuckers like a fine tooth comb. I
Will you
said
speak
that shit,
on the
and I was not
coronation
playing.
a little more?
Huh?
Will you speak on the coronation a little more?
Okay, so the coronation is a process that you go through when becoming of a royal status, or when you're giving a title as an empress. It has to be given to you. That title has to be given to you. It's passed down, but it's also a spiritual initiation process that's supposed to happen on one of the reserves, from the tribe that you come from and stuff like that, because they're supposed to acknowledge you as well as putting you in that position. So the coronation happened after the live.
What?
The coronation happened. Hell, the coronation happened, I think, a couple days ago after the live. That's when the coronation. After they did that live, after they did the 300 empresses, or 300.
Who did the live?
It was on Young Elder platform. One of them was on Young Elder platform, and the other one was on it was on was it Zoom? Yeah, it was a Zoom call. It was a Zoom call, had over 300 women on that Zoom call. And what a lot of these people, this, yo, yo. I just want to say, and this is what I be telling people, no matter what, in general, stop giving people y'all's information. Yo, stop giving people y'all information. I'm not saying I don't know what these people are doing. Shit just wasn't smelling right. I asked a couple questions, shit not going well. It's just that simple. Now, nobody wants to, obviously, they don't want to communicate with nobody because nobody's giving anybody addresses, their personal addresses and shit. And we're like, man, email works. Take a picture of the shit, send it to us, however way you could do it. But not, it got too personal, and everybody backed off pretty much. We asking questions people don't got no answers to. We telling you about Empress Veriachi, who was the original empress, who was actually claimed and legal, and it was legalized. You get what I'm saying? So we asking basic questions. Another question we asked. So now you as an empress, you should be communicating with other empresses in different tribes. That was another thing that was mentioned, but that wasn't something that wasn't, from what I hear, that wasn't of interest. And so on that note, you start to see that you walking into a brick wall at this point.
Man.
But hey, you try to give people the benefit of a doubt. You know what I'm saying? I researched the shit. The shit wasn't legit. It is what it is. I gave that. Only thing I could do is give people the benefit of a doubt. You said you here to help my pops. I'm all ears for it. You see me, I be all ears. Motherfuckers like, oh, I'm here to help your pops. Oop, all ears. What you got? What you got? Oh, doesn't look like that's working. And then the whole douchebois, knowing that it was fake. Douchebois knew that the paperwork was fake, and he gave her fake paperwork. My question was, why would you even put his name on the allodial title? First of all, This man, you don't know him from nowhere. He told you to help Pops, and you got documents that belong to my father, supposedly. You just transferred documents over to this man's name without even asking him who the fuck he is. No ID, you didn't ask this man for no documents, no proof. Come on, man. Who the fuck? Who are these people fooling? Like, who they fooling?
Mm. So what's the
Yeah, it's like,
status
who
on it
they
now?
fooling? I see another. To me, I just see another sketch. What's the status on it now? I don't know. Nobody hitting me up about nothing. I don't hear nothing about, hey, I need messages sent to your father. I don't hear none of that shit no more.
Anybody heard from Rod Hayes?
I haven't heard from him. There was another name on the paperwork she showed on live, not the master teacher. Yes, there was. I have copies of every document. The order of release. The order of release was supposedly in my father's name, but the order of release was not legit. It could have been legit a couple years ago, but yeah.
And she did say that the green light was on the White House because they were doing what they was doing. But she pulled a picture from 2021. I've tried to forgive that. You know, I've had my internal battles about it. I still don't understand why she would do that.
Well, there you go.
And I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, somebody would have posted about green lights on the White House.
And nobody else did.
Nobody did. Only thing I found was from 2021.
This shit is smoke and mirrors, bro. This shit is smoke and mirrors. Like, I don't know why people think some people don't see straight through shit, but like you said, you know how you could see shit?
Yeah.
And, yo, I on my life, I said it to my moms. I said, yo, Umi, we got another one. She said, what? I said, I'm telling you, Umi, I see what's coming. This is what Pops mean by be the hunter, not the hunted. It's exactly what he meant. I knew what he was saying. I ain't stupid. I just sit back and I let people hang themselves. That's the type of person I am. I'm never the type of person to hang a person or push a person over the bridge or nothing like that. I'm gonna give you the damn rope and let me see how far you're gonna go with that shit. You gonna throw this? If you're gonna throw yourself over the bridge with the rope, that's on you. I'm going to watch. You get what I'm saying? But I'm going to make sure certain things. I'm like, hey, I don't know. Let's pull some documents. I don't know about this. I don't know about that. Can we figure out where's the truth behind that? Even at the somebody just asked what's the difference between now and 5 years ago. 5 years ago was when that allodial title supposedly have been released, or when that document supposedly have been processed. That document never was taken to sovereignty court. Yeah.
Why?
That shit was fake. The whole shit. Like, if I showed, I even pulled up the notary seal on the documents. The notary seal on the documents was fake. Like, I pulled up so much shit that it was just like, okay, can y'all explain this shit?
Okay, so where the hell Rod at?
And they couldn't explain shit. Couldn't nobody explain shit.
Where's Rod?
I don't know.
This is why I told you.
Couldn't nobody
I
explain
told you that
shit.
don't play like you gonna help Pops. Niggas did exactly what I said don't do. And now niggas quiet. I said don't go quiet. Niggas got quiet.
Listen.
And everybody was going on to them, y'all ain't doing nothing. They gonna help them. What's up? What's up? I remember that live with Young Elder. I'm like, look, all right, I'm gonna be quiet, but niggas can't play with this. This is not a game. So I remember Rod making a little video telling some, if you don't know what I'm doing, shut the fuck up. If you don't know what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing. This is the chief, the left boom, the knock from the, okay, well, boom, here we go.
Oh, The Marshall, that was a whole nother thing, Lord.
What's up with the Marshall?
Yeah, nah, people was there was marshals coming out of nowhere talking about we got an arrest warrant for douchewad, and it was a lot. That shit was, I ain't gonna front. I said it mad times. I was like, I feel like I'm in the middle of a fucking Harry Potter movie. Okay, these niggas, this one talking about we gotta go pick up staffs and swords, and we gotta go get him out. I was like, what are you people talking about? Like, what are you people talking about? This is ridiculous at this point. I'm gonna pull up that order of release.
I also need, when we get off of here, the recording that you said where he was speaking and like he ain't trying to hear that.
We're gonna talk about that.
Okay, I need that personally.
Hold on. Let's see. What is this? Notarized statement of case.
Yeah, we in the middle of something. You gotta ask yourself, why everybody ain't talking about this? You get what I'm saying? Niggas was talking about boring shit. Excuse my language.
Right.
Niggas talking about boring stuff where people were, you know what I mean, getting arrested for little stuff, and everybody talking about it. Are we not talking about this? Are we not talking about this major conspiracy that has not slept since May 8th, 2002, and even before then when they were cooking it up in the bowels of Florida? Why is the world not talking about this? This ain't worth talking about.
I mean,
all these
just
different
look at
angles.
this. Just. I mean, let's be for real. Come on, man. Look at this shit. Official notary, justice of the International Court Justice. Look at this shit.
It ain't okay. There you go.
Y'all see these names? Come on, man.
Who's the Salagigi? Who's that? The Salagigi or the Salagigi? Salagigi? No, Salagigi. The tribe that she said. No, the tribe she said she was from.
Oh, the Tuskegee Cherokee Nation. The sovereign Tuskegee Cherokee Nation.
Oh, Salagigi, something like that.
Here, that? Look. There we go. Tuskegee. And not to be up here showing people's signatures and shit, but hold on. Let's pull up the document I was talking about. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. This shit don't look copied. That shit don't look doctored, y'all. That shit doctored. Look at that notary. That notary is doubled. That shit's doctored, man. May I add, look, that line going straight across, it's not how they documents are.
What? Who the hell would do that?
It's a good question. That's a good ass question.
So the ploy was to get fraudulent paperwork done so that he get penalized for that?
I don't know. I have no clue.
What is that?
But
falsifying documents?
Know. Yeah, basically. More documents, more falsifying documentations.
Where is everybody at? It's my thing. Where is everybody at? Where the Moors? Where the Masons? Right.
Now you see why I was like, I'm gonna go back dormant. I was like, this shit.
You with me? It's so many people. On, all they got to do is stand up. Where are they at?
Where are the document? I mean, this damn document. Like, look at this shit. This shit is like doubled. Like, you could see that is like something's not right. Like when you're looking at it, you could tell. Like, come on the document. Like on the actual document. Come on, this shit doctored. This shit doctored. And maybe and you know what? And I wanna give her the benefit of the doubt that maybe she don't know that these people gave her some documentations that was, false. You know, I don't know. I like to give people the benefit of a doubt, Yeah, that's all I could say. Yeah, so we already did all that. And like you said, motherfuckers was quiet.
All right. I can't believe this shit. The Moors didn't stand up. The Masons didn't stand up. None of the NOI didn't stand up. Everybody just let this happen. And he helped so many people. He did all this for everybody. And he just left them.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm like,
that's because he did so much. That's because he did so much for other people, you know. So because he did so much for other people, a lot of people, you know, when he comes out, they don't have nothing. And that's something I had to learn to start to realize. Like, a lot of these people invested so much of their time into him, or just invested so much into what he's done. They also don't want people to see all the good that he's done as well, you know. They just want people to see the bad. That's all they want.
and that's why I make sure we clear on that too. The bad has been fabricated.
Mm-hmm.
They fabricated that. They had to create a bad for people to focus on. That's how desperate they were. They had to make a bad.
Basically.
You with me?
I see what it is. What it is to me is what I started to look at it is, it's a money game. That's all it is. It's a money game. Numbers and money. That's all this is to people. They see my pops as a come up, and that's really it. And it's very sad that, you know, people are preying on him being locked up for their financial benefits, you know. So
because when he's out, they can't play.
they can't do that shit. They can't. None of them do that. Nobody, think about it. None of them gonna do that. What they gonna do when he come out and say, "Oh, these are all my copyrights. Y'all over
You
here
can't use
using
them.
my shit
You can't sell my
without my shit."
books. You can't do none of that.
Exactly. Y'all can't do none of that.
You can't
Y'all
open
can't do
stores in
any
my
of that.
name. You can't
Nope.
try to bring people up under your titles,
Nope.
calling them yours, but they really mine. No, all of this is mine.
Yep.
Here's my thing. Pops is what, 79 now, or going
Yes.
on 79?
79.
At his age now, they still not fucking with him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I'm saying? Some people be 70 years old, 60 years old, 50 years old, can barely move, let alone talk. At 79, this man sound like he's 40 years old.
He's still active. Yeah.
You ever, they still wouldn't be able to keep up with him.
Yeah, no matter what they do to him, that man he's still holding on strong. And you better. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, this spirit work, man, please.
I ain't gonna hold you. I feel it. I'm gonna tell you like this, right? I already feel him. I already feel him out. I already feel like Pop's out. And I'm saying that not in a way that's supposed to be taken spiritually or allegorically. I'm saying it's already a done deal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's already
This the
happened.
moment that niggas was worried about. And everybody gonna have to, like, it's like this. I was in the belly of the beast. What did you do? What did you do to help me out? And only people who gonna have something to worry about is people who tried to be him.
Yep.
That's the only ones who have to worry. Everybody who tried to be him, one thing you won't be able to do is look the man in his eyes that was already powerful and has only had time and space to himself for 22 years. You won't be able to look him in his eyes.
That's a
You
dangerous man, boy.
You listen, niggas are gonna like they're gonna be in a fetal position.
They have no clue what type of person my father is. That's a dangerous man, sitting there for 22 years trying to get out and knowing all of the
that's
things that
going on.
people are doing.
And
Yes.
all he
Oh
was
yeah.
saying, he didn't say that he ain't hearing it. He said, "What do y'all want me to do? I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing about that right now. You know, you keep telling me this stuff. I can't do anything about that right now. All I can do is tell y'all, look, move this way, move that way, work together. But hey, yeah, like you said, oh yeah, Pop comes home, that rod landing on everybody's ass. That rod is gonna land, and he ain't the type of person. Hear what Pop will do. Pop will walk up to you, and you know what I mean. He'll know everything you done did. Look you in your eyes, tap you on your shoulder, say, "You good, bro? You're good," and just walk on. And nigga, break down, cry like a baby.
You wonder why you pass out.
Break down, cry like a baby. You remember those? What was the movies? Wasn't it Jesus' Story, something like that? When certain ones of them came back around, and they know what they did, and they just crying to them, break it down, crying. Or like another good example is the Knowing movie at the end, where the boy leaves and the father just falls to the ground crying, right? That's how these niggas gonna be. He ain't listen, Pop ain't even the person, he ain't even finna do none of that dramatic, chaotic shit. He just gonna look at you. He'll look at you, you know what I'm saying, tap you on your shoulder, you all good. And
Like
niggas
one of
gonna
them
break down
sisters,
crying.
one of them sisters had asked him, I think, what's he gonna do when he come home? He was like, I'm going to my kids. It was like, he was like, he said, I'm be with my kids. He was like, that's where I'm gonna be.
Right. Everybody's expecting the
Shoot.
same thing.
And a lot of them, all of a sudden want to be so-called nice to my ass. So I thought that was interesting. That's because they started to see what it was. They're like, this, like, no matter how much we slander her, he's still sending letters like, oh, well,
Right.
tell my daughter I love her. Tell my daughter this. And that bothers them. And they see that me, even still, I'm not stop. I don't care what they say. I'm not stopping. I'm not leaving my pops in jail. Are you kidding me? Like, are you serious? You know what? You know how sick that like I couldn't even. No, every day when on certain days I wake up and I think about my father. You get what I'm saying? Damn near almost every day I think about my father. Shit, my son has pictures of my father in his room. You know, so to see like how these people treat him, or see like all of that he's done, and to see how it all turns back around, sheesh, yo, is depressing. It's definitely depressing, you know, but you know, it is what it is, you know. What can we do? Can't do anything about it, you know.
He'll tell you be strong.
Yeah, he always do.
He'll tell you the same thing. He always will say he'll tell you be strong. And he's telling you to be strong because he was built for this part. He with nobody else. I'm telling you, no one else would have survived. No one would have survived that place or places, because they didn't just take him to one prison. They've thrown him around. No one would have survived being tormented by the beast for 22 years. He was built for it. And again, mercy on everybody's soul who played. They feel it now. Like you said, they scattering, right? They starting to trying to clear their name. They know. Everybody can feel it. Like as I'm speaking, you see the 135, it just changed, right? Everybody knows they've been playing, and I can't wait. My thing is, as big as I got, all you gotta do is look at my page. You'll still see as big as I've gotten. This is why I keep saying, like, damn, everybody say he's trying to get attention. Bro, do y'all not realize I have attention already? You know what I mean? I've seen people with way less attention showing out. Do y'all not know I already have, like, damn near the whole lineup of Hollywood looking at me or following me? Do you know, like, basketball players, football players, all you gotta do is go through the comment section and see who shows up. What do you mean? How much clout do a nigga need? Even though I'm trying to figure out why everybody keep using that. No, look at my page and you'll see what this is about. Go listen to my music, you'll see what this is about. I'm the only one who got this far and didn't make it about themselves. I've seen a lot of people get this far and switch it up. Stop talking about him. Stop bringing him up. They let people convince them that, oh, you like, no disrespect, you know, is your brother. Your brother Atmos was saying, you know, we don't say his name because it's gonna be blackmail. He tell 19 Keys, he like 19 Keys, please don't say his name because they're gonna blackmail you. He's trying to say blacklist, I think, or blackball.
Blackball.
You with me? That's what he's trying to say, but he said blackmail. But that let me know you never been blackballed, because if you ever been blackballed, you would know it's not blackmail.
Yeah.
There's a difference, right?
There's a big
Again,
difference.
Brother, I respect it, but that's what your brother was saying, right? He's like, don't say his name, you know what I mean? Because they gonna try to shut you down. Hey, I never told anybody that. And I'm not even his son, biologically. But I never told anybody, don't say his name. As a matter of fact, I've told elders, right, who stopped saying his name because of all the stuff that come with it. And they try to use every example and excuse in the book. They say, oh, Pops don't want you to say the name. He just wants you to teach the information. Cap. He wants you to say his name. He wants you to teach the information. He told you, Uma, he wants people to clear his name. Interestingly enough, your brother Atmos was like, if y'all want us to say his name, clear his name. Which I find that to be cowardice. Because guess what? You can help us clear the name, and then other people will be able to say it without having to deal with the persecution. But if I have to fight I've told people this. If I have to fight every time I say his name, well, guess what? We fighting every time I say his name. Malachi Z. York, the master teacher of all times. All I've been asking people to do is please refute it. If I'm lying, refute it. They have yet to do so. I said, let's go master for master. I laid out the cards on the table. I invited everybody. You know what I'm saying? Come here, hear ye. I told everybody to gather around. Niggas ain't want to gather around. I'm like, yo, go get 19 Keys, go get Umar Johnson, go get all these people you calling masters, Yaki, all of them. Tell them come here. Hey, let me holler at y'all real quick. Let's look at these cards. Do y'all have any of these cards? You don't have not one of these cards. This is 1,000 cards right here. You don't have one of them? Okay, I'm gonna take these cards, put them back up, and I'll be here tomorrow. Hey, 1,000 cards on the table. Who mastering? Who said they're the master? So just for the record, I've never played like I was him. I don't have nothing to worry about. But for all of you who tried to play that role that was already fulfilled, woe unto you. Woe unto you. Because then who are you? Listen, when you think you the coldest nigga out there on that field, who are you when the coldest nigga out there actually get out on that field? Who are you then? You with me? Same thing like Uma. Okay, you know what you know about what you know. Let's say you meet somebody who claiming to be a daughter of Oya, or you know what I mean. Say somebody claiming to be family, and you step to them, and you start asking them certain things or speaking to them in Yoruba, and they can't respond. They don't know any of it. They don't know the simplest test to pass. Yeah, but imagine they've been telling all their friends and family they really Ifa.
Right.
Right? They got some beads they made from Walmart. Right? These my ancestor beads. Oh, and then you step to them and say, yo, what's that? Who is that? Which ancestor is that? Which ancestor is this? What are you talking about? It's just, and they don't know how to respond. That's how it's going to be for these people who built up their whole everything off of trying to play him. What do you think? 19 Keys, what do you think you're going to do when Pops is out? Who are you when Pops is out? You only think you're in that position because he was taking that vacation, right? Or he took that leave. That's the only reason why y'all niggas thought y'all had it. What do y'all do when he's out? You with me? So, Oma, much love to you. You know, you keep standing. I mean, I think everybody handled everything the right way. You know what I mean? I don't think it's a reason to ever blow none of this stuff out because you know where you stand, right? I think everybody's tired. I think everybody's worn down. It's been a long